Don't you cry no more.
What's up, everybody? We are live in the Lion's Den, and I got a bunch of crazy people with me today for the first time. We're excited. We just dropped a new song, and we're excited to be here. We hope you guys are filing in. Make sure if you're joining us right now, make sure you share the video, hit the like button. If you're on YouTube and you're seeing this for the first time, hit that notification bell, because we're dropping music all year long. We're really going hard this year in 2023. We got some great songs that we're excited about. If you just heard that song on the way in, that is our new single. It's called Release. And, we're excited. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the band. We're going to talk about life, talk about our journeys. But in the meantime, I am one of the hosts. My name is Jamie Evans, and I'm excited to be here. And I also have with me my brother, who's wearing his workout clothes. He's feeling a little tight today. We was talking earlier. He was stretching up. He was stretching upstairs because he was feeling a little tight.
That was tight.
Yeah. But he's here anyway. He's excited to be here too. We got Mr. Sim-Un, Chang Sim-Un. Chang Sim-Un in the building.
AKA Moon.
AKA Moon.
Never heard it said that way.
They know him as, that's the Khmer way to say it. Chang Sim-Un. Chang Sim-Un.
Like Mikey's blown away. Like what?
I am. Learn something new every day.
He's Asian.
And then on a new setup for this evening to fit everybody in, we got the two guys mimicking Between Two Ferns right now. Zach Galifianakis and
what's up? I'm Jonah Hill. It's good to see everybody. It's good to be here. It's glad to be here. Or Seth Rogen, depending on how you feel.
Oh, say that again, Steve.
I said I'm Zach Galifianakis. Welcome back to Two Friends.
But no, we got Steve Hansberger.
Hey.
He is the keyboardist, background vocals, organs,
That's
acoustic guitars,
The two-stepper.
That's right.
the snorer, and
The speaker dancer.
gets left
That's right.
by the bus when he's in the bathroom.
There's a few of them. There's a few good ones.
How about the professional whistler?
The professional whistler. That's a good one.
I was as soon as I learned how to vibrato, my career's taken off. Dude.
There's a huge market for that right
saying,
now.
I'm
Whistle
saying.
music. And then, of course, we got the man who holds down the low notes, and he is fittingly wearing a nice cardigan today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cardigan.
Thank you.
His name is
great.
Carter Fox.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Shout out to my brother for this cardigan.
Yeah, shout out to Brent, man.
Shout out to Brent
Brent.
Fox. Shout
Brent
out to my
Fox, man. Been a long time. Hope to see you soon, Brent.
Carter in the cardigan.
And shout out to your parents. I know your pops is probably watching right
Yeah,
now.
both mom and dad are watching.
Yeah,
What's
hey,
up?
Fox.
What's
Big
up?
Lynn. Mama Fox.
We miss you guys
We do,
real
we do.
real bad. So we're brothers, man. What do you want? And let's keep it moving. The guy who doesn't know which sports team he wants to support, he's always the last one in the building.
He supports all
It's
the
all about fashion, man.
all the
It's
early '90s sports teams.
Yeah,
as long as-
whoever was hot in 1992, that's who he's a fan of.
Yeah.
But he's the drummer. He's the newest addition to the band. He's our brother. He is Mr. Mike Walker, and he's getting married real soon. Real soon. Yeah, excited.
I love
We
how,
all invited.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I love how Moan he'll adjust the camera when it's on.
When it's on,
Like, you can adjust it when it's not on us,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Improper etiquette.
Wasn't it? Yo, the last podcast,
That's what I do.
Yeah,
He-
that's what he did.
he did that. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, let's
But
keep
back
it
to
moving.
Mike. Sorry.
Keep it moving. And Mike is wearing the Young Lion merch, so I got to give you a shout out for that too, man.
Hey.
Head on over to our merch store for Young Lion. Young Lion is our other podcast for those that know, you know. And also, we got the Italian brother. He had a man bun for the first 4 years that we knew him. And he's an amazing guitar player.
Bunectomy.
Yeah, he had a bunectomy. But he is our Sicilian brother, Mr. Jordan Damiani. And we have plenty of gabagool for him today. In the
Plenty is
building.
a stretch. Is there really a...
That is plenty.
Jordan
could eat that himself.
Yeah.
Jordan is the king of the dad jokes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We'll probably hear
just
a lot
gotta
of
say
those
that.
tonight.
Help it.
Yeah. And
won't
also,
help.
my brother, but he's everybody's big brother. I always say
Indeed.
that.
The band's big brother.
He's the
Yes,
band,
sir.
he's everyone's big brother at all times. And he is the coach, the ultimate teacher, and he writes most of our lyrics. So we got to give you a shout out for these release
stuff,
lyrics.
good stuff.
Yeah, man.
He is Mr. Jacob Eugene Evans the Third.
Hey. What was it? The preacher, the teacher, the people reach.
Yeah.
That was great. That was
And
your
then-
wrestler intro all the way.
Last but not least, the boy who just came back from having his dancing debut.
Yeah.
Did y'all see? You saw this.
saw it.
I gotta show the rest of
Oh
y'all.
my gosh.
He did a whole choreographed dance with his boys at a wedding over the last weekend, and I've never seen my little brother dance before, so it was very, very intriguing, and it was crazy. I've never seen him move like that, but he's here helping produce for
Nice.
in the building, and it's my little brother John T. the Fourth.
My camera don't work.
Your camera don't work?
Oh, no one checked it.
What happened?
No,
it never was. It never was on.
Bum, bum, ba-dum.
He didn't want it anyway.
We're all too
Right.
excited about this spread out here. We didn't check all the cameras. Didn't.
There we go.
It's coming.
I see action. Maybe not. Oh,
There he goes,
there he is. Ladies and gentlemen,
John
T.
John.
Good to
There
see
he
you.
is. I got to pull up that wedding video too because we're gonna show that before the night's over.
It was just on.
Was it?
Yeah. As soon as he turned on that computer, it was on.
Oh
The
no,
wedding?
I played it to get it to 1,000 views because it was about to hit 1,000 views. It was at 999. You know?
Dude, you worry more about that video than any of our songs.
Because
Your songs, dude.
I'm playing.
My Spotify said that you guys were my number one band of the century.
hey.
Don't even blame.
Hey.
Little bro was our fan.
Don't you ever disrespect his name like that. We're his biggest band of the century, okay? Nah, but shout out to John for helping us out this evening because there's a lot of us here, so you're gonna be switching cameras a lot. But yeah, man, the song is out. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat. Make sure you guys are watching the chat too. If anybody comments, we can check in on those. I really can't do it from where I'm at.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was wondering.
I just see like Anthony is watching, and that's it.
And the rest of us.
And I saw a bunch of people tuning in when we first went live. Somebody commented and said they wish they could be here.
I think that's La Anthony.
Oh, okay. But shout out to if you're watching, man. Hit the like button and share this video, please. But yeah, so first things first. How did everybody feel about the song coming out today? Everybody was excited. Did you share it?
Three, four times.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
I try to tell people to buy it, but apparently that is not a thing that happens anymore.
they do.
You
If-
stream.
I
downloaded. I have Apple
Yeah.
Music.
I mean, I'll get it
and
on
I
Apple
downloaded
Music.
it.
But I work with a bunch of kids. Kids is a loose term, 18 and 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
It
I was
got-
like, hey, I got a song that came out today. And they're like, cool, I'll listen to it on Spotify. And that was the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Right.
Get them streaming.
That's right. Get them streaming.
They'll
It's
come
a-
back for more.
Because
right.
they feel like they pay the monthly subscription.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
what I forget that.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah. But I mean, I think there is people, if you know certain people that will want to support and you can tell them like, yo, buy it. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Buy the song. Help us out a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But if everybody is okay, I'm gonna play the single real quick.
I'd love to hear it
Let's
another
hear it.
time.
Play it.
Yeah.
Let's
I
hear it.
can't
Are
guarantee
you
I'm
streaming
not
it
going
on
to try
site?
and sing along.
Yeah, you're gonna stream it from Spotify. Is that how we're gonna?
I think
Trying to get it to 1,000 views.
Yeah.
I can definitely stream it from
He
Spotify.
can pull up the stems if you wanted to.
I
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't count.
Yeah,
Look,
that's true.
But that doesn't count towards
That's true.
the 1,000.
Right.
Yeah, we got to get it to 1,000 views, guys.
Yeah, come on.
Let me pull it up on Spotify.
I'm trying to pull up comments. To
Yeah,
see.
just like my video, you know,
Yeah,
get it to 1,000 views.
yeah, man.
Let's watch the whole thing on the podcast.
So here it is, right at the top of my list.
And that's you on nylon, right?
That's me on nylon, and a little bit of synth action in the beginning.
in your rivers, and it takes me deep. Your heart is my temple, your tears rinse my feet. I walk out, I'm able to carry your peace. It reminds me of a song that I heard long ago. Maybe I've always known that you were right there. A simple melody playing over and over in my dreams, but somehow out of reach, eluding me until I release. You come close to me when I release, and I let you.
Are you ready to
New edition.
Exclusive.
Friday night listening party with JUTAUN.
C100. Q102.
That's when you
Does sound
said, come to my garden.
I just want everyone to know my brother called me out for wearing
From
Crocs
my
somehow.
tree.
He can see your
That's what I just texted him. I think, "Can you see my shoes?"
Let it take you deep.
Crocs are awesome.
My heart is
How did
your
you know?
temple.
Lucky guess. It is my official stage show.
You walk out, you're able to carry my
Did Jordan say Carter Crocs? I do it. I do it.
I can never believe that. Oh, no. Shout out Crocs.
Once more to pierce your soul. A simple melody playing over and over in your streets, like a whirlwind turning things, tearing up the dark. That's when I release, and my heart starts.
Boy, playing them drums.
Yo, the evolution of the song.
Right?
How it went from where it was to this,
Right.
and where it's gonna go.
I think people don't understand how seriously we take craftiness music.
Yeah.
Like,
The hours of the same chord progression.
The maddening.
It's all in your feelings. It's all how I receive your sound. All in your feelings, your emotions, they find me out. It's all in your feelings. It's all how I receive your sound. All in your feelings, your emotion, they find me out when I let it go.
I mean, he's kind of explaining how we write songs right now.
Yeah.
We play it, we know what's going to happen, or we don't know what's going to happen, and our feelings find us out.
And then we let it
And
go.
we let it go. Exactly. It's just very profound.
Let it go.
Pretty much.
Let it go. Whoa, let it all go now.
Here you go, Mike.
Let it all go now.
No, that's not it. You didn't do that. That's not what you did.
That is what you oh,
You technically played each hit, and then maybe he changed it.
No. Okay. So when we were recording this part, he played something totally different than what he was like. Totally different than what he played on the live version. I was like, dude, you got to give me a little bit closer to what the live version.
Hey, wait, I got an idea.
Yeah.
It's all in your feelings. It's all how I receive your sound. It's all in your feelings. Your emotions, oh, they find me out. It's all in your feelings. It's all how I receive your sound. It's all in your feelings. Your emotions, oh, they find me out when I
Yo, that thing is nice, man. Man,
Well done.
such a great
That
song.
is such a beautiful song, man.
Perfect.
Hey, man, had to represent for a Street Fighter gang, man. Yeah, no, that man, I'm really happy with what everybody did on that, man. I appreciate y'all, the work that we put in to get these songs done.
Yeah.
We've really been banging out some really good tunes. I'm excited for everybody to hear all of them. This is just the first of many. So listen, guys, we need you guys to support this, what we're doing. Stream this music, follow us. We're also going to set the Patreon up for JUTAUN as well and get that going. So, the more support we can get, the more things we can do. We're planning on doing some more live events. We want to do some stuff where we bring the audience in. Like people were saying, I wish I could be there with you guys. Yeah. Listen, we're going to set up some stuff where you guys can come, intimate setting. We do these songs. We do like a release party, but it'll be with an audience. We'll play some music and, kind of let the spirit in the room and let these songs kind of take on the life that they deserve.
Yeah. Kind of. Let the spirit.
Yeah.
Mr. Fox said, "Hey guys, miss you all too. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Much love, and a beautiful song."
Yeah, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Dad.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Shout out to Jamie for the production.
Yeah.
Yes, the production master of it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Excuse
Master
me.
of the studio.
What?
Is Mom feeling slighted there? What's going on?
What?
What happened?
Oh, I see you got John to do it. I see I wasn't good enough to do
Oh,
it. What y'all doing to my angel?
Wait.
What y'all doing to my Miss Angel, man? Come
Where is
on.
she at? She's in
Where's she?
Facebook.
in the
She's in the chat.
Mom,
How come I don't see it?
I said
Miss
you could.
Angel,
I
come
said
on.
you could come if you want to, and you could do it if you want to. You said you weren't coming. John asked last night if we wanted him to come when we were at Freddie's podcast.
She's all in her feelings.
You literally said you didn't want to.
Yeah. So John was at Freddie's podcast last night, and we were like, "Listen, if he said, do you guys want me to come?" I said, "You can." I said the same thing I said to him that I said to you. You can if you want to.
But back to you. Yeah, this dude puts so much work in. Like, just the details. He does so... Like, if people could understand, what you do to the music.
It wouldn't even make sense.
No, it wouldn't. Like if you tried to explain to somebody, we caught a 4 a.m. flight the other day, and he mixed about 6 measures while we were in the plane.
Yeah.
Like, what? What do you mean? Yeah, he was just working on the hi hat the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
doesn't make
No, I was
music.
working on Mike's double kick drum the whole flight back from Chicago, so he could be happy with it. No, but yeah, I mean,
happy with it.
dude, I love it. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I get to do it with you guys is amazing. So, sometimes it takes a long time, but it's all good.
Well, we always talk about, we always talk about the bricks.
Oh,
Like, I'm
yeah,
always
yeah.
like, I'm just giving you
Yeah,
bricks.
yeah.
I feel like it's like I'm giving you like Legos,
Yeah.
and I'm like, but then it's like you get this big bin of Legos that just gets dumped at your feet,
So-
and it's just like, all right, cool.
Let's talk about that. You as a guitar player, because people don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What do you do when you go in, you record it? What are you talking about?
He's
So
saying
what I'm
just
saying is that
describe the
I
process.
don't play that well.
That is true. Everybody, that is true.
We already know that.
So what has to happen? I know you guys don't agree with that at all.
Not at all.
No, but I mean, you're playing a song, especially as we're developing the song. We haven't played it a zillion times.
Yeah.
There's all the you're trying to record it, and it would be awesome if you could just play it straight through. Be like, ready, set, go, and then you just play it straight through, and it's great. And he just tweaks like some like bass and treble and things like that, and we're good to go. But typically, you're making mistake after mistake after mistake, or you're changing this thing and that thing around.
Sometimes those mistakes become not mistakes.
Yeah, they become
That
right
is
part of the
absolutely
composition,
true. Yeah.
and it'll be like, all right, you'll play especially the way we do things, or the way I do things, I guess. Like if it's something like a guitar solo or guitar fills, a lot of times I haven't figured that out all ahead of time. Right. So we're just coming up with ideas. We'll play a part over and over and over and over and over and over. And Jamie's got to then
Go through
take all of those
that.
because he records every single time you play it.
Yeah.
And he's got to go through and pick which ones work, which doesn't work. And so he's got all these little pieces that he has to put together. And then you multiply that by
Right.
all of us.
Yeah.
Well,
And
to-
then you got to mix it.
Right.
That's just you're
You
just
gotta
talking
make them all
about
sound good
making the
together.
part.
Right.
You're talking about comping.
Arranging and comping.
Arranging.
Yeah.
We just do along. Yeah. It's
Yeah, well, and a lot of times, I think typically in the past it would be like you would then get together, have like multiple studio sessions. Everybody would do a bunch of things, and then to the composition process, and then you would have all kinds of day after day after day in the studio.
Right.
But nowadays it's like, what single night can you come through to record
Yeah.
your parts? So we have to squish it into one session, and then it's just like, all right, Jamie, make it good.
Yeah.
And
yeah, right.
Well,
we'll critique
he's
the heck out
had
of it.
years and years and years of practice.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
so have I, but I'm not that good at what I.
No, but I think what
I'm
you're
talking
saying
about the
is
studio, like
being in some terrible sessions.
Yes.
Yeah.
opening up the studio to
Yeah.
just like some random artist, and Jamie would be, like they would sing a little part, and then you had to create around it.
Yeah.
and then
make harmonies.
Yeah.
Make it a melody. Sometimes I would have to make their vocal a melody. Which is not easy, but
Well, to jump back on the block metaphor, in the early days of recording with JUTAUN, I always used to give Jamie the blocks in the shape that I thought they should be. Like, here, this is what my blocks are supposed to look like.
Right.
And then I'd hear it and I'd be like, those aren't the blocks I gave you. What's that about?
these are the blocks you're looking for.
But having been in the band for so long and like learning how to record, I've just been giving him blocks.
Yeah.
Like, instead of trying to give him how I think the block should look, here are the blocks that I like. Put them together as you want. So it's a pretty good metaphor.
yeah.
Speaking about that, I want to ask you guys as musicians. I notice this a lot growing up with musicians. They try to prove themselves. Like, let me show off in the song instead of like playing their part in the song or becoming a part of the song. Did you guys ever have that issue?
You just explained my music career.
I was like, no, I play electric guitar. I have no idea.
It was a loaded question. But.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel like I try to do that all the time. Still, I want to show off in every song.
We're all waiting for but what I learned is.
Yeah,
it just never
No.
No, but like really, like with playing with this band and doing that, like now it really is the opposite. I definitely want to try to show off, and I'm always like, no, like it doesn't need that. Everything else can let everyone else fill in the parts that they will fill in. And usually with our sessions, like I'll do a bunch of other sessions and try to show off, but like I'll start with the lesser now. I won't
Yes.
try to go too hard, too fast,
Yep.
too crazy from the take one. I'm trying to be like, okay, what else will what's the guitar going to come in? What the vocals are going to do? And with us, you're always like, yo, give me one that's crazier. Come
Yeah.
on, like keep going. And I'm like, okay,
Because I know, for me, like he was saying with the block metaphor, I'm like, all right, you gave me the basic foundation of the bass part that I need. Now do some crazy stuff, because I'll throw those fills in here and there, and it just
it's awesome.
It's
awesome. And
adds
that's
a little bit of life here and there, a little bit of candy for people.
and that's your magic. That's
Yeah.
your talent, your skill, and your experience of taking all the blocks and just creating what we hear. And yeah, like there's bass for as simple or complex as my bass parts can be in the song. I'll still hear something like, "Whoa, I know it. That's from you." Like,
Well,
even
you played it,
but
I
you
just put it
this
somewhere where
way.
it needed to be,
And it was like,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Like, all right. And yeah, like, I don't know. I like Steve, I'm like, I know you're going to turn this into something awesome. So yeah, let me just try to help you there. Let me give you all the blocks you need.
Yeah, I remember fighting that with Steve in the beginning.
Yeah, it was. I was like, no, but I'm doing this, man. This is and it obviously will be what we're listening to when this part happens.
Can you make my pinky note sound
That's
louder?
right. I need a little more pinky. No,
Yeah.
but
Go ahead.
with like the trying not to go overboard, like we just recorded a new tune we're doing, and we discovered the part while we were recording. Like, we
Yep.
really didn't know what we were doing. Kind of had an idea, but like we discovered what's going to happen because we're letting go and making simple things sound complex in a group.
Right.
Excellent discovery.
Yeah, sometimes less is more.
Yeah,
you
right.
know. And I know people say that as a cliche,
Well,
but
there's only 17 minutes of dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Let's talk about another one of Steve's skills. Steve has this beautiful talent. Steve's fun facts.
Steve's fun facts. Here's a few of them.
yeah.
Movie fun facts.
Movie fun facts.
Shout out to Robert Ruffus.
Rob Ruffus.
Ruffus, he said, "Congratulations, brothers."
Thank you, Rob, man. We appreciate you, bro.
Dedicate some of this gabagool to Rob.
I wanted to play this little meme clip right here because Craig White actually sent me this, and he was like, "You guys remember Craig White, the engineer who worked with Philly International? You know him."
Absolutely.
So he sent me this, and because I don't know if you guys have seen this meme.
I have.
But, but it's like me trying to explain to people what I do. This is what they hear.
Prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panametric fam. The lineup consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented.
The best part about that video is side fumbling.
Yeah,
is a term that they use.
Does
Side
that guy
fumbling.
know what he's talking about? Or is he's just an act? He's like, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
right. But that's what it sounds like to most people when you're like trying to explain. Well, what do you do to the song? What do you have to do? Like, most of the time, I'm just like, it's not even worth.
Turn it up.
Yeah, right. Make it sound better. That's it. Make it sound better. But no, I mean, listen, I appreciate you guys for that. But no, it's really like it's a labor of love for me. You know, even with Beautiful Eyes, I remember specifically Jordan gave me 92 guitar tracks.
Dude,
92.
90.
That's a lot of tape. That's a lot of tape to use.
That's a lot of blocks. That's a lot of blocks.
I had to shuffle through those blocks for about a month and put that together. But it came out dope.
But that's also something that you love to do.
Exactly.
You love just sitting and going through everything and making it,
figuring it out. It's
Working
almost like a
it,
puzzle
yeah.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, you like that.
I'm like, all right, at first it's always overwhelming. I'm always like looking at this big pile of blocks, like,
Right.
just pick up the first one. Look at it. Okay, put that one over here.
That's right.
All right, now pick up the next one.
Steve messed up in that block. Let's put that one.
That one can go in the trash.
Get rid of that
I love
block.
those blocks. Those blocks, I'm just like, throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash.
Ooh, this block is defective. Thank you.
Exactly.
So that's what's hard when you're like, this sounds good, but this sounds really good too.
Yeah.
So you don't know like
Right.
what should I use
Or which direction am I going to go?
Right.
Because one type of riff, especially for Jordan's guitar parts, like because they're guitar is so like nuanced and so colorful. It can do so many different things. So it's like, do I want to go cleaner in this section or something more basic or just like a simple strum, or do we want something more rhythmic, or do we want something, so it's always like playing around with those different ideas. And when he's recording, it's like, all right, I just have him do all that stuff.
Right.
This time do strums, this time do rhythmic stuff, this time, and then
Atmosphere over lead. Sort
yeah,
of thing.
exactly. Yeah, but I love it, man. So yeah, I'm excited, man. More music coming soon. We hope you guys enjoy it.
So I was trying to think about when this one started.
Did you ever find the first?
No, I
first
couldn't
verse?
find the first one of it because I remember that we were doing it. We were doing that song without Mike for a minute.
Yeah.
when we were writing it. But I remember you guys already had it, or at least a chord progression,
Yeah.
or maybe a lyric or something. But I remember thinking like, "Yo, you can do anything with those chords.
Yeah.
I can do anything I want with those chords."
It's time to level up your
Oops.
I was like, what?
Level up. It's time to level up
Time
with
to
these
level up,
chords.
guys.
Level up them
Level
chord
up with
changes.
them chords.
I was trying to find the stream.
I have one that's like really, really rough.
Oh, do you?
Let's
Yeah.
let's hear it.
Airdrop it to
Send it to me.
Jamie.
I remember specifically being in the studio when Jake was showing us the song, and the first idea I came with was that the piano part, and was like, that sounded so simple over what he was singing.
Right.
And then we started working on that pre-chorus, and I remember we were just talking about this in the interview. Rachel was in the room with us. She was just in there hanging, she was in the studio. And as Jake's singing like halfway through that pre-chorus, she just starts bawling, crying. Oh, no way. Because the lyrics just hit her, like, you know what I mean? That it reminds me of a song that I heard long ago. Like, it just hits.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah. And I didn't know because I was
You
at
were
the
there
piano.
too.
It was?
I think so.
I don't
We
think
spent a
Steve.
lot of time together.
Steve wasn't there.
I'm
Steve
thinking-
wasn't
No,
there.
it was just another time he was crying.
That's very true. That's very true.
I know Monet's not trying to make fun of someone.
I was
Steve,
about to
but
bring
it
it back to
probably
me. I was about to.
We cry a lot in this band.
Yeah.
Because we love it.
That clip of
Tears for Fears, huh?
yeah.
Tears
we-
letting go of you.
doing harmonies on this song. Actually,
Yeah.
Jamie, but like when he was like, we should have recorded that. Mom was remember when I was doing my harmony part?
When we were recording it in the studio, he's
Just-
crying
just
like in the
tears.
middle of his vocal takes.
Just because this song is just like I feel like my father is speaking to me, and you guys remember like every time we performed it live, I would just be in tears.
Yeah.
And you're always set up right in the middle. They always end up with you like right dead center of the stage with the mic in the front.
There's a purpose.
Rachel said, "Oh, come on, bro, you gonna call me out like that?"
Love you, Rachel. We love you.
Rachel, that was a beautiful moment, right? That was beautiful. Like, and it also showed the impact of the lyrics of that song, and just like the feel. You know what it did? It showed us that we were in the right direction, even like what we were playing at the time, because we were just hashing out the idea. And for that to hit her emotionally like that was like, all right, we got something here. Let's keep going. And I think that after that is when we presented it to everybody.
Yeah, I sent it to you. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
It just no, I'm saying it's.
Oh, okay.
I sent it to you. It says release rough. So-
Release rough. Oh,
so
this
I don't
is-
even know what that is. Dude.
This is interesting.
It's gonna be rough.
It did. It showed us that we were in the right direction. Even like
Oh yeah, that one.
that was the live stream.
Come to your garden,
It's in a different key.
eat from your tree.
We started it in a different key. Yes.
Yeah, we learned it.
It takes me deep. Art in my temple. Tears wash my feet.
This is how I always am,
Working
Chuck.
it out.
Yeah.
Carry your peace. It reminds me of a song that I heard long ago. Maybe I've always known
Is that the detuned
you
piano?
were right there.
No, I think that's the Triton. Yeah.
A simple melody playing over and over in the streets. But somehow out of reach, eluding me until I release. Yeah.
Oh, remember I had that.
I've never heard this. How about that?
That was the first idea for that hook.
And then he's like, "Oh, I'm the Killers. I love it."
This is very killer. This is very killer.
So yeah, this was like
Wow.
bare bones.
This was when we
It's
were
just-
first coming up with the
Yeah,
idea.
it's just me and you.
Yeah.
So Vanessa Carlton. Is that what
Yeah.
you're doing?
It might have been that night. I don't know.
It might have been. I think you're right. Because I remember I had that little line in my head for the hook, but we never even used that.
But this was like straight up COVID
yes.
2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the date on that?
Hold on.
He just told you straight up COVID. 2020.
2020.
It was
2020.
Isn't it funny how that's like a date? Like
Yeah.
you could always like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was
Nice
like
9 month.
April
Yeah.
April
Like-
17th.
Oh, wow. What?
2020.
Straight up COVID 2020.
That's a month after the shutdown.
we were just ignoring all
shutdown was
shutdowns.
in March.
We were ignoring all of that. We never stopped. We would go to the studio all the time,
And
just
we were
work on
doing the
stuff.
podcast.
Yeah.
We
so,
never stopped.
Yeah, but yeah, it came that the idea came from that.
I did.
I followed the rules.
I stayed. Well, actually, so I work for Disc Makers
Yes.
and doing social media stuff. Shout out. And they started making face shields. So like, yeah, we all everyone stopped working.
That's right.
But I had a letter in my car and everything to be like, if you got stopped because you weren't supposed to be, out cross, I could, and I still had that letter.
I too have a
definitely-
letter.
Well,
that
but
said-
you like work in
I
healthcare.
mean, I
Like,
work
that's
in healthcare.
that's
you were
important.
essential.
We-
still.
Sure
Well, there was a
was.
short window of time
We
where
never cared
making
about-
plastic things for in front of your face.
Yeah.
was very important.
It was a
Dude,
lucrative
Evan's
business.
Drumheads did it
Essential
too.
healthcare.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of music companies like shift a lot of
Transitioned.
companies, but
Yeah.
like it was really, I mean,
No, it's smart.
economically,
Yeah.
they needed to. So
No kidding.
Man, that was interesting to hear that because I remember those ideas come. And then once you took over the piano part, it freed me up to hear that synth line
Yeah.
that ended up being in the beginning there. Yeah.
and that comes back right before everything goes crazy, right? That
Yes.
awesome
Yes.
moment that I
Yes.
love so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Grammy moment.
Yeah.
I like the breakdown. How we break that down live. I like that.
Yeah. Me too. It comes out dope.
But it's interesting to hear what are the things that even may have been fundamental to like your beginning idea of the song.
Yeah.
And some of the things completely stayed intact.
Yes.
And some things just kind of fall by the wayside.
Mhm.
And every step of the way you're kind of making decisions of what you're gonna hold on to.
Yeah.
And what you're gonna I'm trying not to all just
Release.
keep doing callbacks. And I'm really not trying to
But you're gonna
do it. Don't
go.
fight your nature.
Yeah, I
Don't
gotta
fight
let
your
it
nature,
go.
Jordan.
Let it go.
Don't fight the nature.
let it go.
No, but it's tough. But it's tough because you're trying to not let the song just totally be freeform. You have to decide on
Yeah.
things.
And that, I think
But-
as a producer, and I'm sure the other guys that do production understand this too. It's like you gotta be willing to know when part of the idea is essential and part of it is just like only you care about that. You know what I mean?
Are you saying you got to know when to hold?
you gotta know when to
Know
hold
when the phone.
or know when to let them go.
Let it go. You got to know when to let.
So, like for example, that little line in the hook might have sounded cool like that, but when we were all playing together, I could have totally been like, "No, Jordan, play this."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, you got to play this. But it was
Would
like,
have sounded like Killers.
right.
Yeah.
that was the Killers. Yeah,
I think that's what I was like. This sounds like. I think.
Yeah, I
that's
feel like
what-
that happened. That probably
Yeah.
happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
that conversation.
Yeah, the lyrics I had. Well, the first part
yeah,
I had for a while.
Yeah.
like just that I come to your garden, you
Yeah.
from your tree. I had that for a while, but I don't know how. Did you start playing it? Like,
What?
did you? How do we even come up with the
the
chords? Yeah.
You came up with the main chord changes, which is
Okay.
like the little walk up and then the
I don't even remember.
yeah. Because I remember you showed it to me and I was like, yo, this is the same as Jay Copes' song. Remember?
That's right.
And then we showed him how his song sounds like other songs.
Right,
And then, but what are you looking for, Carter? You need water?
Oh, I was just pouring my drink.
Oh, okay.
Stealthily until I was called out.
I should have. My bad. I thought you needed something. I was going to help you out. Because I forgot to put water in the fridge, but there is some upstairs, right at the top of the steps. There's water up there if y'all want water. What were we talking about?
Talking about the piano.
You'll
Copes song.
remember
Jay
a
Copes.
piano part and the whole scenario of what happened. This entire story is your recall.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what? What were we talking about?
I got distracted.
It's just so
Sorry,
funny 'cause
everybody.
I'm
I
like,
caused that.
Yeah.
how do you
Erected.
remember anything?
Yeah. No. Yeah. The piano part. So yeah, you the Jay Copes thing. We showed him that, and then I remember hearing you sent me an audio recording of you singing it to then try to come up with something just to fit. And I remember I was actually sitting at the piano upstairs in my house in the house.
Okay.
And I was playing the audio recording in my ears, and I just started playing that piano part like that. and it just felt right, So and then when we got together, that's when I showed you, that idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, Jordan's being very self-conscious about ripping open the package. I need to bring attention to this.
Jordan, just do it, man. This is just
that awkward guy at the movie
we're
theater.
just hanging, guys. We're hanging.
Yeah, we're not talking about space. We're just,
Yeah, but you forget
could.
those things. You forget
Forget those.
how it even comes together sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just becomes, well, we got a song, guys.
Yeah.
We put a song out.
Right.
I was, you know what? But I think that's just great sometimes when
Yeah.
it's natural. I don't mean if that was the point if I missed that looking at the meat, but like I feel like in production, getting back to like being a fellow producer and musician
Yeah.
and whatever, some of the best stuff just you try, but sometimes it really just falls together, and that's
Yeah.
even when you're going through your building blocks and you just hear stuff, and you're like, oh, if I put it here, oh, look at that, perfect, like. Stuff just kind of aligns.
I love those moments.
It's just magic. And all of a sudden, you got like a great instrumental, you got a great song, you got
Yeah.
great harmony.
Yep.
I mean, the one we're doing now, we're working on now. I don't know, what are we calling it?
Where you are?
I guess where you are.
that's for now. That's what it's called.
That just happened. You guys were just
Yeah.
jamming, right?
It's true. To be honest with you,
Oh,
no,
yeah, where
no
you are.
cap,
Yeah,
as the
yeah.
people
No
would
cap.
say.
I love it,
Oh,
Steve.
is it you?
No cap. I was just jamming on open,
Yeah.
and
That's why it's in the same key.
That's why it's in the same key. I was
Oh.
literally like trying to come up with an elaborate piano intro for open,
But then-
and then like dude started playing a dope drum beat,
Yeah.
and then
But that
Carter
was to
came
a
in, and I was
different
like,
song. That was
Yeah.
to that other little song that you were playing. Like, it wasn't to that song. I
No.
was doing a different part to open, and Jamie was like, "Well, what about that? Do something like you were doing with that drum part with the other song that you and Steve were playing the other day."
That's right.
But that's why I love being
That's
in
right.
a room with people together.
It was like
playing
that
music.
7/8 song. Remember you doing that?
That one you guys
that
used to do at
sick one.
sound check all the
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard when you were first playing open,
Right.
and that's what kind of created that.
Yeah, but no, but it's those moments of, like you used to say, it's so hard to have other people hear it like you hear it when you're producing and mixing it and putting
Yeah.
it together.
Definitely.
Like trying to get the vision across to someone who may have, told you, hey, the block should look this way,
I mean,
No, a
So
lot of
it's
times it's like,
important.
I want my blocks to look this
Yeah.
way. I don't care about anybody else's blocks. I want my blocks.
Turn the bass up.
Yeah.
Turn up that bass.
No, I love Carter's. One of the notes was, "Is the bass too loud?" I was like, "What?"
It was. See, I told you I've changed.
Yes.
I've changed in my age, my maturity. I'm like, it's the bass, and then it was a whole thing where we were like, no, turn it up,
yeah.
turn the bass
Yeah.
up, and I'm done
Maybe it was
questioning
all,
it.
maybe
Yeah.
it was all reverse psychology.
Maybe.
Like when a girl would be like, "I'm just so ugly," just because she wants someone to say, "Yeah, no, you're beautiful." Hey, I think maybe the bass is too loud.
Don't give-
anybody think that?
Don't give
feel
away the
I
secrets.
just feel like too loud sometimes. No, man, turn it up. Oh, okay.
So this is what lead guitarists do to bass player, or guitarists
Yeah.
do to bass players.
That's
This is the relationship. Yeah.
But then Jordan did the same thing in the studio. Remember when we were doing the listen session? You're like, I feel like the guitar is too loud, and then I had to show you it in mono to be like, nah, dude, trust me. Remember?
And you know what? You were right. Louder was.
It should be the loudest thing in the room. It's a vocal song.
That
now.
happens all the time. Somebody will say something like, "Oh, it's too bassy," and I remember with this song, I think.
Yeah.
And you took out some of the bass, but then you send it on band or whatever like that, and I listened to it, I'm like, "Where's the bass at?"
And it was me. It was I. It was I who said
was your fault.
I have a habit though, like for my years. However, I always have for years my bass was too much, and I thought that was fine. So I
Yeah.
have a habit of rolling it off.
Okay.
Now, but now I think I've ruined things.
That's the point that I wanted to make actually a while ago when we were talking about mixes and stuff like that. What I appreciate is, Jamie wants everybody's input. He wants it. Like
Yeah.
He was yelling at us
needs
for
it.
it.
Yeah.
He was
Listen to the damn song.
Give me the feedback, guys.
You haven't downloaded
I'm
the
just saying,
link
like
yet.
he honors everybody's opinion. That's
It's a great thing.
Yeah, man. Because we're all a team.
Well, Quentin Tarantino says it. He's like, listen, I know I've written the script and I know how the shot's going to look, but if you have an idea that you think is better, you can do your best to explain it to me, and I'll either think so or show you how it's not.
I kind of feel him on
And
that.
I think that's
I kind of feel him on that.
because it's and like I remember. I think it was "Beautiful Eyes" where I was kind of like, that bass is really loud, and then you pulled up Adele's "Rolling in the Deep," and I was like, oh wait. They're the exact same level.
Yeah.
It was like,
And I remember my exact words to you, like, yo, we can't let Adele beat us on bass, bro. Like, we can't. How we going to let Adele have more bass than us?
But, like you're saying, like, hear it how you, like, there's a difference, like, hearing it how you think it's supposed to sound and hearing it as maybe how it should sound or not necessarily how you want it to sound.
Yeah.
Which is always tough for the first couple listens is always tough for me. I always have to, like, get out of my head about, well, I don't like that.
Right.
The key should be louder.
That's the main
setting
thing.
your expectations.
See, he wants his louder all the time.
Yeah, I always I stay quiet until the end.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, all right, I know Jamie's gonna do this. I know, like usually I know where you're gonna take it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I don't like something specifically, then I'll say, like I don't like the way I sang that. Or I don't like that note right there that Jordan played.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I usually don't like the notes Jordan played. Joke. I joke. Okay. I love what you play. But going back to the other thing, Steve does this a lot. He'll like play something, but then he'll shy away from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'll show us something, or you'll not even show us. She'll just be playing something.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Open.
Yeah, Open or Try.
Try,
Try
yes.
too.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, and you were just playing it, and I'm like, hold up, keep playing it. Same, and
These are all our new songs, by the way,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Open,
Forthcoming.
try.
and I wrote something to Try because of what you were playing, and then Open, you were like, yeah, it's something I've been working on, but we'll never use
he was
it.
he was like, I would love to do a song.
I would love it.
I don't know how that.
I don't know how
Yeah.
to do it.
But like, keep playing it.
Don't stop. And I guess the reason why it's because it's a difficult part to play, like in time, and
Don't stop then.
I
keep playing it
play
now.
it for 2 hours is rough.
Let me read a few comments real fast.
Indeed.
Rachel said, "Woo, them boys good," with a fire emoji.
Thank you. Is that our Rachel?
Our Rachel,
Oh.
yes. Glenn.
Yes, you are our Rachel. Okay,
I
you
use
are.
our Rachel. Mr. Fox said, "Beautiful song." Jessica August said, "Beautiful song. You have a new fan."
Thank you, Jessica. Is that?
Thank
hold
you.
on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
Watching all the streams.
Don't listen to him.
I told you I was. Hold on, now we're getting entertaining. What's happening?
Like Anthony said, sounds good. It's been a while since I seen y'all perform. And Mom said, wait, I lost it. Where's it at? Mom said, Mike,
you lost my comment.
Mike didn't read the rest. I also said, at least it's all in the family.
You left that part out, Mike? How dare you?
You guys just started talking immediately. I tried to get there.
And Rach said,
Spoken like a 49ers fan.
I already said.
oh,
Niners, baby.
which the sounds
Bulls
of
hat
Taz
with
one?
Chicago Bulls hat.
Yeah, she said the audio recording you played sounded like a upstairs studio. Sure, a special one from the very beginning.
Oh yeah. That was the one. That was from the story we told.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting, man.
I don't even have that comment on here.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that I missed. I think we all
Thanks,
missed
Zuckerberg.
when we weren't. I know we missed it when we weren't able to get together and play, because that all that stuff, that interplay back and forth of someone, like when you're by yourself and you play an idea, and you could brush right past it. There's no one around to be like, play that again, or chime in with something on their instrument that they think would go with it. All those little things. I mean, you could try to make them happen, and they can happen. Like if we, record things and send them to you, you can mess with it. But like the dynamic of being in a room with people, seeing how something emotionally affects somebody, or random note that you'll hit, and someone will be like, "Oh, that was actually cool."
It's
and you're like, "What?"
tough writing by yourself.
It is.
Like self-doubt, imposter syndrome. Like,
Yeah.
is anyone even going to listen to this? Like, it's
Right.
you almost need that.
What's the point?
Damn,
What-
that little cosign. That little cosign of
Why am I even
No.
putting chords together?
right.
I'm not even good.
Did you guys ever
What'll I
hear?
play?
There was this mathematician. I don't know his name. He was a professor at Harvard, and I think this was in the 80s, and he was having an issue with the black students,
Okay.
right, where they weren't doing too good in his class, and the Asian students were doing amazing. Right?
Of course.
So, but that's not the point. So he was trying to figure out, like, okay, he started to study, like, okay, what's going on here? You know, he's a mathematician. This is about calculation. What, there has to be something that they're doing that they're not doing. So he started to realize that they were getting together in groups. The Asians were getting together in groups and working things out in groups, and most of the black students were just studying alone. The black students were actually studying harder than the Asian students. But there's something about a group setting.
Bouncing ideas off each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Iron sharpening iron.
Right.
Yeah.
That things come together a lot quicker.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Even intellectually. Yeah. You know what I mean? You grasp something a lot quicker. So that's why I love groups. I love bands.
Shout out to Joe Kenny on YouTube. He said, "Let's go. Congrats, guys." Carter's a stud. He said,
Yeah, Joe. Yo, let me tell a story. Joe and I played a gig together
Okay.
a couple of weeks ago, and in the middle of the set break, this is for Joe. I hope you're still on. I hope you're still watching, Joe. And we were just taking a break, and I went to use the restroom, and everyone let me in front. And a beautiful girl was like, "Wow, you're so amazing." And that was it. That's the story.
And you forgot to go to the bathroom?
And I never got to use the restroom. And I had to play another hour and a half set.
What?
Really?
No, I actually used the restroom, and it was great. And I got to play the next
Did you
hour.
get her number though?
No, I think she had a boy. She was there with a guy.
Oh.
But if you weren't, and you're seeing this randomly, what's up?
What's
But-
up? What
She
bar was this
beautiful.
at?
Shout out Leviant. I think it was Levant Brewing Company in Westchester. Yes, Levant Brewing Company. It's a great
Remember
restaurant.
the college where
Oh, I know exactly what you're gonna
Oh
say.
no!
Yeah.
Oh, it's,
Carter be getting them girls, man?
Remember
that
the-
cute
that-
little Asian girl?
Remember the Asian girl? What was her name? Coco.
Coco?
She looked like a porcelain doll,
She
bro.
did. Yeah, on
And
the
she was
road.
in love with Carter. And Carter,
What happened with that?
we chalked a little bit.
You did. I remember.
Okay, like first of all, remember when she came up to take a picture, and she was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I'm like,
Carter.
we were standing next. I was standing next to Moon.
Yeah.
and
And
I'm
you're like, "Do you want me to take it?" She's like, "No, with you."
now, granted, I think was that when I had lost like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Like,
I
since
think it was that was at St. John's, was it?
Yeah, in New York.
In New York.
In
yeah.
New York.
I did.
Yeah.
I knew it was a college.
My my ex a couple years later, a picture still on my Instagram. If you go through, because I don't delete anything on there for the record.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was like, "What's this? What's the story again?"
Who's this hot
But
Asian girl?
hey, and I mean, nothing really happened. I go up to New York, hang out, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, she was also very entrepreneurial. Like her
Wow.
family owned like a couple restaurants, and she was like very into the culinary stuff. And
That's cool.
I was like, that's awesome. But yeah, I haven't really heard anything in years. Speaking of, but
the main thing
I remember that.
If
though.
you're watching,
Yeah, this
You're
whole
watching.
podcast.
If you were also watching,
Yeah.
please also.
This is Carter's dating show now.
Hey. Yes. Get back on. We're back.
Hey,
Gotta get
hey.
back.
We're back. Yes. Yes, it is.
Carter
Gotta
You
do
know,
it.
you know what's the main thing I remember from that show?
I know what you're gonna say.
What?
The chicken and waffles. Dude, hold up,
The
hold up.
chicken and waffles,
All right,
baby.
so-
I've heard this.
Yo.
Chick-fil-A.
Listen,
down.
St. John's is a reputable institution. Like, they're legit. Long Island basketball team's pretty decent. So when they said, my brother went there.
Yeah.
So when the lady came in, she's like, "Yeah, we got chicken and waffles. They're having in the cafeteria." I was like, "Dope, chicken and waffles." Yeah.
In the green room, they had us.
They
Yeah.
brought us Purdue chicken nuggets and like flavored Eggos. Like, it wasn't even a regular. It was like a
Yeah.
triangle Eggo with like the built-in syrup.
And
And
guess
called
what? We
that
still
chicken.
ate it. And we still ate it.
We
Well,
ate
I still
every
ate
bit.
it. I ate it.
And we had a great show there too.
I
We
remember
played a
it was
few
a great
shows
room.
there, too,
It was a
right?
great
Yeah.
room.
It was awesome.
And I remember it was like one of the most diverse crowds, and we had everybody engaged. Like,
They were all watched. We
Yeah.
sold some CDs.
yeah, that
I
was
think I wore sunglasses during the set, if I'm not mistaken.
those college gigs were sometimes fun and sometimes whoa.
Yeah.
Yo, remember the one like in the multiple like this, but like in the winter or we went. I guess it was in the north and it was snowing. We had to go up a hill.
Yes,
To play.
that was in like northeastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, really.
And the van got stuck on the hill.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the same time the van got
The door
froze?
got froze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't close?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
also
dude.
the snoring one.
good
The
time.
snoring
Was-
video.
no.
No, snoring was
snoring was-
Idaho.
Was it Idaho?
Yes, that was in Idaho because that's when
Oh,
you
got
guys
so-
were sleeping in the same room, and then Jake busted in and woke you guys
Yeah,
up.
listen.
Yo, he was so mad.
I was probably probably in the band like 3 years at that point, maybe.
Yeah.
And this, the touring thing came up, and we drove from
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake City, Utah to Idaho. No radio station for like 45 minutes of the ride. We were nowhere.
It's a
land.
3-hour drive,
It's
first
crazy.
of all. So we flew to Salt Lake City and then had to drive into Idaho.
Got
In the
to
middle
the
of the
hotel. They had one room for the four of us.
Yeah.
We were like, no way.
No, it was,
No. Me and you roomed.
No, but we had to get the other room. We only had one room for us when we got there.
Yeah.
And then it was like 6:30 and Big Brother Jake kicking the door in. Let's go
Yeah.
get breakfast.
No, he came in.
it wasn't 6:30.
It was
It was
6:12.
it was like 7.
And
He
Not
kicks
much
the door.
better.
He kicks the door.
Kick the door in.
Listen,
Let's go
listen.
get breakfast. That's Jake all day.
Yeah.
He kicks the door. He kicks the door open. I'm used to it, right? And he does.
he opens the blind.
He opens the blind.
Lets the light in.
And then you said something. We got to get up. Let's go get some breakfast. And then you leave. And Steve wakes up, shuts the door, and then closes the blinds. And
Yeah.
falls right back. He was so mad.
We
That
ain't
was
had
when-
time for breakfast
That
yet.
was when we learned Steve's grumpiness in the morning.
Yeah, it was the introduction to Grumpy Steve.
But Jake was so awake. You know why Jake was so awake? Because that 3-hour ride. Remember, he drove for 15 minutes and almost fell asleep.
right.
So I had to drive the rest of the way, and he slept the rest of the way. So he got
Speaking of such a thing, remember was
Yeah.
it coming back from North Carolina or something?
yes,
And the very similar, and we were like, we're gonna drive back after driving down, playing a show,
right, and drive straight back.
straight back 8 hours,
Yeah.
8.5 hours, and through the night, and people just kept.
Yeah,
We had like
I lasted 30 minutes. I
yeah. I
tried
think
so hard.
you lasted 30 minutes. I ended up driving most of the way back.
We did.
I
You
lasted.
did.
I don't think I was the first one. I lasted like an hour. And I was
Yeah.
done.
I think Jake
woke up.
starts. I asked Jake to stop driving because we
Wait.
weren't going faster than 50 miles an hour. And I was like, dude, we're never gonna get home.
Yo, didn't I drive like a lot of the way and I listened
Oh,
to
Trevor
Trevor Noah
Yes!
the whole time and Steve got so
Dude, 3 hours. Listen, he's a very funny man. 3 hours into Trevor Noah, he gives some punchline, and I yell out loud, "Trevor, we get it. You're funny. We get it. You're so funny."
Listen. So now you are starting to see the grumpy Steve.
Yeah.
Right.
He's come a long way.
I sure have.
He has
I
come
sure
a long way.
Yes, Grumpy Steve.
Shout out to Eric, our family.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, Eric.
Eric De
Chat.
Jesus. And,
Yo.
Courtney.
I was going through footage when we went on tour with Eric years ago when he came with us to California and Texas and stuff. Dude, there's
those are
some
funny.
money clips in there, bro.
Yeah.
Like Eric is so funny, man. We miss that guy. But speaking of the band and how long everyone's been in the band, so let's give a little rundown for the people that don't know. The actual first person out of the musicians in the band is Carter.
That's right.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
I literally thought you were about to say Steve.
So if we go back to the initial Craigslist ad that we put
we're
out
going back.
in
Way
2010,
back.
the first person that responded and we met with was Carter, and he was 18 years old at the time.
I actually remember Carter in the early days. 'cause
Yeah?
I came home on leave and I just seen him there.
Yeah,
who's this guy that's my age, just hanging with my bros.
Yeah.
I am not as cool as you, though.
And you were like really big.
Dude, at one point I was close to like 280 at my max. I've lost over 100 pounds in this band.
Wow.
Like I dropped. So like we were just talking like that a couple years ago. I ended up losing the full. What was I saying? 278 down to under. So it was like 80 pounds, and then of course, unfortunately, COVID and stress, I came back a little bit.
We all did.
But I lost since then. Yeah, since last year, it's down like another 35. So that hits 100, and whatever that equals, 115.
Wow, that's crazy.
In the last
man.
like 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Some
remember.
applause-
I
some
remember.
applause for that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, I'm trying to stay like my bros here.
Yeah,
this
man.
guy, these guys.
Let's give it to him. Let's give it to him.
You win.
You got a little too much low end.
Yeah. Had to get rid of some of that low end.
Yeah, is that a little too loud? A little too loud,
I'm waiting for
guys?
Mikey to get back with me in the gym.
Yeah, you're gonna be waiting. For
Yeah,
that.
that's a tough. That's a tough.
You've been waiting
I-
on that, bro.
John
Yo,
John's
wait.
back in the gym now.
Heck yeah, John.
Me and John John's gonna start working out together.
No, if you went at like regular hours, I might be intrigued.
Wait,
'Cause it's a good workout.
It's
but,
hard. It's hard to get up that early.
bro.
What time you working out usually? 6 in the morning.
Everybody here probably
Ish.
knows that mornings.
5:45.
Mornings are not my
6-ish.
strong point at all. So
No, I couldn't. But remember when we were in Seattle? Not to go off.
Yes,
and then
no,
we,
go ahead,
And
go
we
ahead.
can get back to being like the OG of the band people.
Yeah,
Craig.
yeah.
I want to hear more about.
But
the
yeah,
Craigslist
last
too.
thing about the fitness thing, I think it was our first time we were out in Seattle for Freddie, and we had that awesome condo.
Oh yeah.
And we were all like,
Jazz Alley.
That's
yeah,
right.
Jazz Alley. We had that awesome sweet condo. And we were like, let's gonna do a workout. We're gonna do this.
Yeah.
And we're all out doing on the whatever the
Remember
lawn
that.
doing it, and I just walk away like we're doing it. We're going hard. Moon's leading this, doing a circuit. After the circuit, I just walk away, and I throw up in the bushes. And that is the sign. I'm like, yeah. But yo, that circuit is real. It works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that. I recall that. Moon's
Yeah.
a hard trainer. But it works. It works.
Yeah.
Was it Chicago? We it might have been Chicago, where we finished the show. We hit the bar real quick before we left, and then somehow on the ride back from the venue, it was like, "Yo, let's go hit the gym real quick." You remember that?
I don't remember that.
I think Stan was there, and then I ended up throwing up because I was like, "Yeah, let's go hit the gym," because I had like, 3 or 4 shots or whatever.
I remember because that was like
Usually
the only
it's
time
after the
Steve worked
show.
out with us.
Yeah,
After the show,
After the
and
show,
drinking.
and drinking.
Then
and
let's go hit
drinking.
the
Let's
gym.
go
and
to the
let's go
gym.
to the
This is
gym.
when we were crazy.
That's an excellent
That
idea.
we
It
were
was a
so
few- it
heavy in the
was-
gym back
yeah,
then.
it
Yeah.
was. Stan was
That makes
there.
me feel sick. Just
And we
hearing
probably
that.
only went because Stan was like, "Jim, did you guys hit the gym?"
He pulled out his Bane mask. He's
And-
like, let's go.
And no one can be like the the punk. So
Yeah.
you got to be like, oh, you want to go to the gym?
That's
I'll
a
go.
long-
I totally go, dude.
That's a long-
I will go to
That's
the gym right now.
You will hurt your arm. You will literally,
Yeah, yeah.
dude. And it happened. I totally have sored my arms. I can't lift up the next day because of wanting to stay up with you, keep up with the guys.
That's why working out in a group is so good though, because it,
It is.
pushes
You
you
push each other.
further than you
That's
would
right.
normally go.
Look at it coming back around.
Yeah, groups.
Pushes you further.
But back to the band situation. So Carter was the first one in the band. We put out a Craigslist ad because we entered this competition after we had just got back from MTV. We were like kind of in limbo a little bit, figuring things out. I think Pete just left the group, or no, he was still in the group. He was still in the group.
Yeah.
And we were like kind of writing at that point and figuring things out. And then we entered this songwriting competition on NBC 10 show. And
Which isn't a thing anymore.
Nope.
Right,
Shout
not-
out daytime
Shout out
television.
daytime
Local
television.
daytime
TV.
television.
That's right. Shout out.
but we did the initial audition and tryout or whatever to track. And I remember they picked us to be on the show and compete.
Of course they did. By the
Right.
way, just to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Obviously they
Of
did.
course. So Dave was the one that was like, "Yo, we should do we need to do this with a band. We need a band for this competition because there was other people who had bands, and he was like, he didn't want them showing us up,
Right.
because it was like young little punk artists
Sure,
or like
sure,
little
sure,
indie, a little girl with pink hair and stuff, and
Right.
they and so Dave was like, let's put out some ads on Craigslist, and Carter was the first one to respond, and then we got Steve shortly after, but you didn't even respond.
No. The band that I played in, John Ardito, was my drummer. He sent out a text message to the band and was like, "Hey, there's a Craigslist ad to be on TV, and they're looking for
To be on TV.
They're looking for a band." That's literally
What
what
a
he
way
said.
to sell it.
I
Yeah.
immediately walked directly to my boss's office and said, "Hey, I might be on TV tomorrow. I'm leaving to do an audition today." So I left work to go learn the song. Yeah, a life-changing,
So wait, did you go-
life-changing moment.
So
Me and John and
that night?
Ben went to.
Ben didn't come.
Was it just me and John?
You and John
Just you
came.
and John?
I brought Melina.
Melina came with
You know
you.
what's interesting about that? I remember thinking I'm bringing Melina because we were together. I don't think my car was running, which is why I think.
Hey, you wanted to
She
tag
was
along?
your ride.
Wanted to
Which
tag
is
along
fine.
and bring
which
us.
is fucking Melina.
I thought he brought Melina because he was like, these guys look multicultural. It can't be too white. Got to bring some back.
I gotta let them know I'm cool.
Look,
Hey guys, check it out.
gotta
Look. Ally over here. Look out.
I'm with a Puerto Rican. I'm down with you guys. No, that was funny. But no, so then we got Steve and John ended up, but then you brought up John was the one that was like,
John brought up that
we have a guitar player, we have a band, we have a bass player. We're like, no, we already got a bass player. We're like, we already got a bass player. You can bring the guitar player though.
Yeah.
And you guys totally were down to do that. And then we ended up doing the 10 show. We ended up winning.
Yep.
And what was the song that we won?
Yo, here's a fun story about that. So it was the competition that we won, the winning performance.
Yeah.
Was at Six Flags, remember?
Yes.
And it was like kind of drizzling.
Kathy Sledge was one of the judges.
Kathy Sledge was one of the judges. That's right. I remember going to work I called out sick. And I went to work the next day. The 10 show was on the waiting room television of the area that I worked for. And people saw me on TV whilst called out sick from work. So, shout out Fox Jason.
Sick show, bro.
Yeah, right.
Sick show. Got your performance.
So you guys were asking what song did we do? Did we win with?
Take me home.
Here we go, John.
Hey,
Pull it up.
yo.
Pull that up. Little throwback.
Welcome back, everybody. We're so fortunate to have another one of at Six Flags. The name of the group, I butchered it before. What is it, Jamie Evans?
Look at young Jamie.
Steve! Look
at Steve.
Something that we came up with
there's
to
John.
basically we wanted to have a name that was
background.
original and unique that would only identify with the group and wouldn't put us in a category of any kind.
So it
Plus, it
just,
sounds cool.
it does. It sounds
Look at Steve.
Where your
Oh
face
my
hair at?
gosh, dude.
Steve looks like that
Bring it
guy.
back.
Let's just talk about how self-conscious I am real quick. I'm wearing a shirt that's
Bro.
designed to not have a t-shirt
Dude.
underneath it.
Can we talk?
And I am wearing a t-shirt. That was a conscious choice.
You're
Like,
wearing a t-shirt under a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You decided the V-neck would
On
look good
TV.
with a
On
white
TV.
t-shirt under it.
And
Do you have a mustache there?
No, I don't. I'm rocking the Abe Lincoln. right
No,
there.
that's the what's the dude from Limp Bizkit?
Oh, Fred Durst.
Yo, he looks like.
You know what's so funny? When
He
I played
looks like somebody in that picture.
When I
I
played
don't know
in-
what it is. What his name is.
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst. I
Limp
used to wear a
Bizkit.
backwards hat in the other band I played in.
And it was red.
Fun fact, I'm pretty sure that laptop is for show.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
Did we use the sound that you had?
Yes, we
Right on.
used the piano
Oh,
sound
it was
from
for
the record.
it was for the show at Six Flags. That was pretend.
Yeah.
because we didn't want.
Yeah,
to
no,
be
we
in
actually
the
had
right.
you playing the piano sound from the record so that it would match.
I
But
have a choker around my neck.
do you?
Yes.
Bro.
I'm wearing a choker necklace.
Oh my
Beaded.
God. All right,
French.
let's
It sounds exotic or something, but it's
Or
just
something
you guys.
professional.
Okay, tell
But
me
it's
about
just
how
you
you all
guys.
met, how you got together.
Well, we all grew up together. We were all friends since we were kids. Jake is my brother, and we just started singing together in high school. We did a talent show, and the other guys were doing the same talent show, and we ran into
Look at them skinny boys. Look at them.
Look at the hair. Look at Moon.
Yo, look at Carter back there.
Look at my burns.
Look at the lab chops. My goodness.
That was before we knew you, Rachel, if you're still watching, so don't
That's
be
true,
mad at
yeah.
us. We had
I didn't recognize Jake. I was like, who is that guy?
Yo, I forgot we had that cello dude.
Yeah, Riley. His name was Riley.
Riley.
He was the truth too, man.
I'm like, oh, I didn't know you sang, and we're like, next year we got to do it together, and ever since then it's been.
I love it. It's like a movie script. And I heard you all quit your jobs and then you went out trying to sell your own CD. And what?
We didn't try, lady.
We did it.
We didn't try, lady. We sold them things.
Do or do not. There is no try.
No,
And they
no.
did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
I wanted to correct her, but I was like, I'm gonna let her live.
What happened?
Well, the first time
I'm gonna let
we
you
went out
finish.
to sell
You could have preempted Kanye, I think, at this time.
I could have.
our CDs, we actually got arrested. This was on South Street too. So,
Oh, that's horrible. Why'd you get arrested?
well, apparently you're not allowed to do that, and we didn't know. So, but no, we made the best
So
out of
funny.
it. And then a couple days later, we went to Times Square and got arrested again. So,
Didn't you learn your lesson? All right. What are you going to sing today?
we're gonna sing an original song called "Take Me Home." It's about just finding
No,
yourself.
funny
and,
thing about you guys getting arrested is after that, when we went to South Street and you guys are doing that again.
Yeah.
You put it all in the backpack on me.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you guys walked away from me.
Like, don't ever mess with him. We just like, you hold on to CDs. Yeah.
really looking deep inside.
Well, we're not going to arrest you today. Take it away.
I just want to preempt this by watch how happy Steve
Oh,
is.
don't, dude. I'm so free.
Watch how happy Steve gets.
This has
played.
never changed, though.
Yeah,
No, it's true.
yeah.
True.
This is the same Steve y'all know.
I'm just picturing them being at his work, watching him clearly.
That's the
deathly
same
ill.
laptop I have right now.
Is it really? How
Yeah.
about that?
That thing is the truth, man.
I've drifted away, far from the place we started. Tossed
By the way, I'm like, I made it. I'm thinking this is it. Wow,
You're like-
nothing will ever be greater than this moment.
Yeah, this is definitely a top
Yeah,
moment.
Like, it's live. I'm
This
on
is
TV.
a pinnacle point.
I can only imagine Carter at 18 years old. Look at Carter
Are
back
you
there, by the
18
way. He's
now?
got the
18 or 19, yeah.
Wow.
Carter's got the lamb chops
Yeah.
on the side of his
Yeah.
face.
I thought it was The Rock.
Looking-
I loved, I was trying to be like The Rock,
I can only imagine you at that age being like, yo, I'm playing on freaking TV right now, dude.
I'll tell you, I had a friend of mine, a good friend of mine from way back when. He saw this.
Yeah.
And he hit me up after. He's like, dude, you did it. You have done it.
It's over, man.
You've made it.
Yeah.
You
can
stop.
Nothing else. Yeah,
You
you
can
can
stop.
stop,
You can
man. That's it. No one will ever take that away. And I'm like, thank you, my brother. It's a 6-string fretless bass, by the way.
Is it really?
I think that's the
Isn't that what you
fret-
played on the Freddie album?
Yeah, I played
Yeah.
that. I played on the new Freddie album. That
Yeah.
I still have. I mean, that thing is a monster. I love that. It was a graduation present from graduating high school.
Yeah, that thing sounds amazing.
How to get back, or if it was ever there at all. It's all my fault, 'cause I got lost, and now I'm
Can't believe I look like that.
Straight out of 1996.
looking to the sky in the sunlight that shines.
No wonder I was single so long.
See the choker? I'm wearing a choker. It's not fair.
Then the night falls and the stars come out and the dark just took
Jamie's killing it.
and they're taking me back to your arms, to the place where I know I belong. I'm not gonna stop till I finally find my way home again. Take me home again. I'm risking it all to tear down the walls.
There you go, Jake.
I built
Never seen the drummer, man. So
around
dumb.
myself, and
Don't slow down. Don't slow down.
That's me
Don't
trying to.
slow
That's
down.
me trying
Dude,
to.
I know. I just felt it.
That's me trying to bring John back in time, bro.
He was sitting there like, I'm on TV, man. I did it.
Look at them chops, boy. Yo, that's so awesome.
Jordan and Mike are like, I want to hear this song. I want to listen to the song.
Now I look into the sky and the sunlight that's shining reminds me of you. And the night falls and the stars come out in the dark just to guide me. And they're taking me back to your arms, to the place where I know I belong. I'm not gonna stop till I finally find my way home again. Take me home again. Take me home again. Summer rain falls on my face and I begin to drift away. I gotta get back to where the grass is always green and there's nothing but blue skies and sunshine. Nothing but sunshine all around me, and I'm not gonna stop till I finally find my
Here comes the happy stare.
Look at
Look at the lead singer. Yeah, he's doing so good. Yeah, I'm on TV.
Take me home.
Beautiful. What year was that?
Huh?
What year was that?
2010, baby.
Wow.
2010.
2010.
And there's an awesome video featuring my cousin P. Satan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wilmer Navarro. Just checked in.
Shout out to Wilmer.
What's up, Wilmer?
What up, Wilmer?
And then when we
Kevin
won,
Hansberger.
when we
Is that
won,
your brother?
Kevin Hansberger.
That's my cousin.
Your
No
cousin.
way. Yeah.
Shout out
He
Kevin.
knows Joy and Peace.
Oh,
They, with all the activist stuff they did stuff out in Pittsburgh with their family. Yeah, my
Nice.
cousin.
That's cool.
Hey, what's up, Kev?
what's up, Kev? So then after we won, they brought us back to do like a winner's performance, and we did a new song that we had just wrote. You guys remember this song?
No.
I do. I know this one.
What, is
You
it
heard
still
the big
hello?
announcement.
Nope.
The winner of our
I love
NBC 10 Six Flags
What is
Great Adventure
What? Have
to wait.
Talent Search has been named. It is
Look at
JUTAUN.
Moon.
The guys are here
leather
to perform
jacket.
once
Oh.
again on
Look,
the
we're a
10
little more
show
swagged out
stage.
this time.
Jamie, Simone,
I think Dave had a
More swagged
conversation.
out flannel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I meant the rest of the band.
I know.
I think Dave had a conversation with Steve because he looks a
absolutely
little.
did. I look
So-
way better.
So that Steve may look better, but I'm just gonna point something out because every time I see these videos and this performance, you can see my white shoes in my black outfit. 'Cause I was coming to the show, I step out of the house and I just step in mud and just ruin the shoes I had on.
Oh,
And I'm like, no,
You've never gotten over that, have you?
no, yeah, of course I'm sharing white shoes and a black outfit on TV, national TV.
I just want to know
Local
why I got that.
Yeah.
why you got that hat on?
Who didn't talk to Jake? Someone should have
Yo,
talked
you
to
did
Jake.
that before Bruno Mars, man. You was
That's
killing
right.
them. And then,
Trendsetters.
how about your buddy on acoustic
I was
on
going to
this
say,
one?
shout out Dave Barsky.
Dave Barsky.
Dave
man.
Barsky out
Hey.
in LA,
Yeah.
out in Cali playing
Yeah.
his music.
He's playing bass now.
What song
it's
is
so
this?
funny.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
Pete,
Wait,
congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much.
Is it Find My Way?
I'm surprised we're here to hear
no.
the big news. Well, we were actually really shocked. It was
that,
just a
Noel
pleasure,
did.
and it's been a great experience. Everybody's
Yeah,
here been really
that's
good
it.
to us.
And you guys have been together for
Looking
a
for
long
love.
time.
Yeah,
Just
just
so late
That's
you
it.
actually took part in another competition.
Right. Well, actually, our first show was a talent show,
and we performed there and did really well. We came in
Look at
second
me.
place.
This is old news.
And that was
I've already
a
been on
great
TV
experience for
before.
us.
And you pooled
Too
your
good for this
funds
is my
years
trophy
later and
chain.
came up with the CD.
Right.
And you've been plugging away ever since.
Ever since we started our own company about 6
That's actually a shirt that I wore on the MTV show. I remember.
7 years ago, and we've been pushing that ever since independently, just promoting ourselves and trying to get our music out there.
And I hear you've actually tried to give back to the community too, starting an organization.
Well, we have a bunch of nonprofit organizations that we work with, but we have a studio that we just started called JUTAUN Studios, and we let a lot of the inner city kids come through and learn how studios work. And
I thought we started True Sound in 2011.
No.
Mm-mm. Oh, wow.
Really get a feel for that whole thing and engineering and recording and all that.
That's a big part of it, and that's a great experience and a great idea to help those young people
Thanks.
along. Hey, what are you going to perform for us today?
We're going to do a song that we wrote. It's called Looking.
All right, the winners performing on the
Huh?
I thought True Sound was around like before this time. So that's because I remember cutting this stuff like right after.
Take Me Home was the first song we ever recorded in that studio.
What? I did not know that.
dude.
Yes.
I've been in this band for how long?
Wow.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was at.
You were a part of that
I was
song.
recording that
Yes.
in that room. That
Yes. That
Dude,
first.
when I pulled up, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Parked out in the back, like just the real. And I was like, oh my god.
And I remember I was like, dude, we're just gonna record this because we're doing it for the show, but we're gonna put this song out too. So we need to have a version of, and then boom, yeah,
iconic, so cool.
And show stage, it is JUTAUN.
I don't even remember this song.
Jordan's like trash. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Just kidding around.
Just joking.
3
just
notes
joking.
in.
Just joking.
Done.
Trash. Trash.
He's holding a guitar.
What even is that guitar?
Hold up. Wait. Put it back on us. Look at Jordan.
Oh, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Yo, it looks
That's pretty good.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Yo, that couldn't have been better.
On this road, not knowing
Come on.
Come on, bro.
where I'll wind up in the end.
Do a shot where it looks like I'm wearing the hat.
'Cause I've been searching for this place uncertain.
I've never even heard this one.
If it's real or in my head. 'Cause no one's gonna show me where to go. I guess I'm gonna find it on my own.
Wow, throw it
'Cause I
back.
refuse to believe it's all been a waste of time. Yeah. You can say that I'm dreaming, for the way I believe in something with all my might. But it's something I feel, and I know that it's real. So I'm willing to spend my life looking for love. 'Cause I made up my mind that I'm not gonna live without it. Looking for love, 'cause I hate that it seems like everyone else has found it. I'm looking for love, and I'm not gonna rest till I know everything about it. Because I'm tired of waiting to see if love will find me. Love will find you. Broken hearted.
Go ahead, Pete.
Shout out, Pete.
Disregarded, afraid of what they can't control.
Somebody messed that
Hi,
chord up.
that's Steve right there.
Lost and hopeless, surrender to the moments that left them feeling all alone. And no one's gonna show them where to go, and they're not gonna find it on their own. 'Cause they refuse to believe that love is worth their time.
Yeah, I like this.
And they say that I'm dreaming, for the way I believe in something spend my life waiting on a fantasy. I know they say that you can never find it, but I just couldn't live with myself if I never tried it. So I just keep walking on this road in front of me, looking for love. I made up my mind that I'm not gonna live without it. I'm looking for love, and I hate that it seems like everyone else has found it. I'm looking for love, and I'm not gonna rest till I know everything about it. I'm looking for love, 'cause I'm tired of waiting to see another part of me.
Is that Dave sitting in the corner over there?
Huh?
Is that Dave in the corner over there?
Probably.
Brown shirt on?
Hey.
Yeah.
Where was Dave? Let me see. What are you talking about? Oh, no, that ain't Dave.
Shout out to that guy. Shout out to the little guy.
The
Sure,
artist-
that's not you.
Mikey.
Dude, I
2010, I was nowhere
That's
on the
crazy.
radar.
how did y'all forget about? Y'all remember that song?
That's
Dad?
I do remember
Yeah.
it vividly,
Yeah, I remember
but
it now.
We wrote that song.
I forgot.
Yeah, we wrote that song. We wrote that song in Atlanta with the dude from
Yes.
Denmark, the producer from Denmark.
yeah, I've heard that
Oh,
story.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's why it felt a little unauthentic.
Yeah.
Like just the way it was, the chordal.
Yeah, it was
So-
the typical like.
It's
Yeah.
pretty standard.
Yeah.
It's a pretty standard.
But
chord
for that
progression.
time frame, I feel like that's what all the like pop acts were doing.
Yeah.
That type of chord structure.
But
I mean, yeah,
remember that
it's
now.
an appealing chord structure.
I always
Yeah.
like our harmonies, man.
Yeah. And the lyrical content of that song was kind of dope, man.
I was gonna say, yeah, it is. It
Looking
is.
for love.
I love it.
Yeah. Looking for love, cause I'm. What was it?
I don't want to feel it. What was it? I don't want to. Oh, man, every time I just heard it. Every
Didn't
time
you
I heard
just-
it,
Because I made up my
like it.
mind that I'm not gonna live without it.
Yeah.
Looking for love.
Because I hate that it
Seems like everyone else has found
Yeah.
it. I'm looking for love, and I'm not gonna rest till I know everything about it. Looking for love, because I'm tired of waiting to see if love will find me.
Yeah,
Love will find
I like it.
Yeah,
It's deep.
Deep. It's deep.
Steve.
come on, man.
Deep.
Speaking of bomb harmonies, after my favorite story to tell about you guys is after the audition, when me and Melina went to the car, there was legit 20 seconds of silence, and I said to her, "Were they as good as I thought they were? Like that was incredible. Whatever just happened in there, I need to be a part of it."
And look at you now,
And
Steve.
here we are. So crazy.
Look at you now, Steve. Been all over the world.
All over the world. Had all different kinds of cuisine.
Yeah.
Found out what an IPA was.
No, this one's
Indian Pale Ale.
Jamie's like, yeah, an IPA.
Yeah, an IPA, Steve. Welcome to planet Earth.
Yo, but that was I wanted to play that because that's where we met you guys. That's how we met you guys. And even then, we weren't a band yet.
No.
We weren't a band yet. Like
No, I
that-
played in this other band.
Right.
Yeah.
And Carter
was
ended up going back to school.
I was in
right.
school.
And then you were in Platinum Mustache.
I was in a rock band called Platinum Mustache. We worked.
It's a great band.
Worked
name.
with David Ivory, who's a great record producer. Shout out Joe Kenny again. Funny story. He played in Platinum Mustache in an
Did he?
iteration
Did he
before
really?
I did.
What?
Yeah, like he knew all the dudes.
That is a small world.
Yeah, like he was in the band. Then the band, he quit. He was doing his thing.
Yeah.
These other dudes were in the band. They started working with Dave Ivory. Dave Ivory was like, "Y'all ain't serious enough. You're fired." And then I got hired in to be in the band, and it was just a mess. I'll tell you, rock and roll.
Yeah, right.
At its fullest, and I'm happy to be here.
Platinum Mustache.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, and so what ended up happening was we did for like about a good 3 years.
That's how I know Rachel, though. It's
That's
because
right.
I'm working with
David.
and shout out Supreme and the New Experience.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And Chuck Treese and all those cats.
And that's how we know Butch.
Yep.
And Butch, because Butch worked with Ashley Leone.
Yes.
And Mitch Beer, who
Yeah.
was in the also in the band with him,
band,
and was the bass player who you guys
Ashley.
said don't need to come because we got
Right.
Carter.
Which then ended up getting weird because then when we
I
went,
think that's why I don't remember that performance.
This is a very
'cause the three
awkward-
of us felt like we were betraying Mitch. 'Cause
Yes.
we all went to be on TV.
Yeah.
and he watched it.
Well, then the world's most awkward video shoot happened.
So that's a funny story. So
Forgot about that.
the prize for winning the competition, which is such a horrible prize,
Should have
but
just given us lunch.
yeah, it was we'll give you a free music video like for the song or song of your choosing.
It sounds like a great prize.
Exactly, because you're thinking the 10 show they have production like multi-million-dollar production.
Yeah.
So the video was literally shot on their lot, like with one camera, like
No thought whatsoever.
no thought
In a
behind
in
it.
a black box room that
Yeah.
was 12 feet by 12 feet.
Yeah.
Like,
The whole time we're doing this,
We're
we
like,
all know it's trash.
This is not going to look good. And then the other part on top of it was like because I think like simultaneously we were doing. This is when we started working with Leon Huff. Right after that, like literally, we went to film and then walked from we drove from the set to go meet with Leon Huff after that.
Right.
And that's how that whole relationship started. And then we started doing some shows with him, but those shows was with Bam. So that was Mitch playing on those.
Right.
So then when it was time to do the video shoot, it was like they didn't feel right about leaving Mitch out.
Right.
But he wasn't a part of the thing. So we were like, Carter's got to be there. So we had two bass players in the video.
There's a nice picture of us two standing next to in that black box room filming this, and of course, I mean, I look like crap too, just like in an outfit,
18,
looking like a schmuck, like But also with these two bass players, both of us have these fancy looking. What's happening? And you hear the music, you hear what it is.
Right.
It's just like the bass. I remember when the bass solo happens though in the song, that little lick in the break that I did, so I knew it, and then Mitch didn't know it in the part, so it's filming, and he's just doing something else, and I'm sitting there doing it, and I'm like, this is.
It was that was so trash. That whole video shoot was just annoying.
I remember like the whole Mitch thing, and I was like,
shout, do love you, Mitch.
Yeah,
We're
we
not,
love Mitch.
we're not
We love
taking
Mitch.
hate. This is
we love Mitch.
this
It
is-
was just an awkward situation.
to
We are
me, I was
boys.
like, yeah, let's just have both of them.
Yeah.
We're not using it anyway.
Yeah.
like at that
I think
point,
Exactly.
we
already
knew
Exactly.
that this was not going to
Dude,
be
not only
anything-
did we know, but I think about a half hour into it, like everyone in charge there also knew that
Yeah.
what they were doing was like, are we done yet?
Yeah.
Like, what is
Right.
this?
Right, yeah. It was a waste of a video shoot.
Dude, and not only that, we waited for 45 minutes because people were late. Remember,
Yeah.
we sat in like their waiting room
Yep.
forever.
Yeah. And then
Tales of the
I
road.
didn't remember that. No.
after that we kind of were doing our own thing, and we ended up that's when we ended up shooting the video over again with Simone's cousin.
That's right.
And I remember Steve was very annoyed by that.
But when you
He
think about
wasn't.
these
You didn't
things,
feature Steve in that. How could you
yeah.
not? How could you
We
cut
didn't
out
have,
my
and we
man?
were like, we're not gonna do any band. We're gonna because we made
not
it like
even
a
piano. Not even the
we
pianist?
did no because we made it like a storyline about his cousin. Like if you go watch the video, it's a dope video. It's like
And the funny thing about that is this band has made me grow as a person so much. 'Cause, like, I remember watching the video and like getting to about a minute before it ends. I'm like, this is nonsense. Click. And then I like went to practice and I was like, yo, your video is, it's all right, but nothing happens. And all three were like, nothing happens.
Yeah.
What are you talking
did
about?
you watch the whole thing?
I was like, nah, I stopped it before. I was like, well, you're an idiot. You should go. It's like so
literally
poignant
the
and,
last
like,
30 seconds like tells the story
tells
of
the
the
whole
video.
story of the video.
Because you
yeah.
got to watch it through. It's, you know how we do. It's
yeah.
got to be some
Reveal.
Yeah. So, but
But
everybody
that's-
could check out that video. It's
That's
on our
really good.
YouTube channel. It actually has like 30,000
that's
views.
how
or
you
something.
are with
video-
YouTube
which video
videos,
are you
though.
talking
Take me home.
It's true. It's true.
Take me home. yeah.
Well, now I stay to the end. I've learned a valuable lesson.
We shot that all through Camden and Philly, just with one guy, Jimmy Giambrone. Shout out to him.
Jimmy.
He actually shot the By the River acoustic video
Acoustic
that we
video.
did as well. And yeah, he's a dope photographer. He does a lot of photo shoots with like Freeway, Beanie Siegel, a lot of the Philly cats, hip hop cats. But yeah,
It's interesting, like how bad that was, the 10 video,
yeah,
and how many times we do stuff like that where you know something's gonna be bad.
But you're keeping your hopes up because you're like, they have to know. They're like, these guys are professionals.
Yeah, or even just doing it, like it turned out to be not really what you thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
like just the whole competition.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But the thing is, if we never did it, we wouldn't never
so much
found you guys. So
see, but that's like just like with the songwriting, like I wasn't letting go.
Yeah,
I wasn't releasing. I was like thinking that why is any of this happening? Does any of this matter? You know, it's hard to see big picture in those moments. And then like that's great advice. Like you ever hear people who are like in the entertainment industry or like in the arts or whatever, like be nice. You know, it's reciprocated. It's, you know, it's important to be respectful. And I learned later in life that was important. But, you know, it's all lessons that we go through.
Yeah, well, be nice. Love because you're supposed to love.
Right.
And you're gonna reap.
Not love because I need to be somewhere else. That's my thought process. Back then.
But that's how we got our first tours.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yep.
We did some stuff that seemed like,
why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
But you keep the attitude of there's something going on, there's something here, and you power through it.
Dude, how do we meet Jordan and Mike? Because we started doing something that we were like, why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
I'm not. We're not going to put it out there.
No, that's true.
But like, we started doing something. We were like, why are we doing this? And
why am I drawing a blank?
What did Jordan come in to do?
So
we're just gonna let it be.
Well, so I'll say this.
Let it go.
So even with that, the person you reached out to first,
yes,
I just happened to know from. I don't even remember how we had originally met.
Yes,
and so, but you know, nice guy, and we talking friendly, whatever. And so through that situation, I end up getting connected with you through that, and it just becomes you just never know what event is going to lead to what, and whatever I was doing when I met him may have been something stupid too.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't remember. It may have been something great, may have been something nonsense, but you just never know what's going to be that funny thing that connects those different dots.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How we met Huff.
Same thing,
right? Weren't we coming from?
No, we were doing the 10 show. I just talked about this.
Moon's drinking.
No, we went to go do a show somewhere in Philly.
Oh,
and then we ran into a drummer.
How we got in the room with Leroy?
Yeah. Leroy, yes. Right? Which led to Huff. Wait,
we had a show.
Was like, y'all know he's dropping dimes. He's like, y'all know who Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff is?
We had a show in Cheltenham area, like some outdoor festival in the street in the hood, and we literally did one song. We did Go Slow and got the heck out of there. But while we were sound checking, some dude comes up after sound check and he's literally like, y'all ever heard of Gamble and Huff?
I remember thinking when I met this guy, like, this guy?
Yeah.
Like, but he knew him.
Yeah. So this was a guy that knew that guy.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so this is even worse.
Oh, my God.
So this is a guy. It wasn't him. It wasn't even him.
Got it.
It was a guy who knew him.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that.
So he's the one that set up the meeting with us to go after the 10 show to meet up with him. And I remember.
And that meeting didn't go
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Pete wasn't there, right?
Pete wasn't there.
Moan got in his feelings.
Yeah.
But
But I'm going to take it back to what Jordan was saying because that takes us to when Jordan got in the band. And to take it even further, because before we started doing that whole situation, we were doing those casino gigs. We were doing we were doing a bunch of cover band stuff, which was like driving us crazy. And we wanted to move on to other things. And then we picked up this situation. So now I originally reached out to him because my cousin was our guitar player, Fred Cooper. Shout out to Fred Cooper, my cousin.
Fred, That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
right.
so that's even another point of contact. So Fred Cooper, who is my cousin, used to be Boyz II Men's MD. He's like a beast on guitar. He played with us when we were doing the casino gigs, but then he ended up moving to Florida. And so he would have been perfect for this situation too. Sure. So it just so happened that he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I remember he gave me Dave Peter. What's his name? Peterson? I don't even remember his last name now.
Stevenson.
Stevenson, there it is.
Dave
I knew it
Stevenson.
had to said.
Dave
Stevens.
P.
Yeah,
Stevenson.
Dave P. Stevenson. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, the guitarist, Dave
Stevens.
Stevens.
Because remember, he did the gig with us in New York.
Uh,
He actually played a JUTAUN gig with us in New York. Dave.
Oh, okay.
The showcase.
Yeah, we did
Great.
Was that
Yo, he's a
Sullivan
great.
Hall?
He's a great player.
Sullivan's Hall.
At Sullivan's Hall, we did a show in New York, and I remember our guitar player couldn't do it. We brought him in. He did the gig, and he actually loved it. He was like, "Yo, let me know if y'all ever need me again." So when this situation came up, he was the first person I thought of. I hit him up, and this was when he was just dropping his jazz album.
remember.
So he was like, "I really can't do it. I can't devote the time to it, but I know a guy, Jordan Damiani, hit him up and see if he wants to do it." So I hit Jordan up. He was down, but I was like, "Dude." And of course, in fashion of how we work in this organization, I was like, "You got about 3 days to learn these songs, bro."
Yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
And when he showed up to that rehearsal, you know,
3 days?
yeah,
And you knew stuff?
He did
It wasn't, dude. I've never seen anything like it.
You are a musician.
Jordan Damiani?
I would,
The show was in like a week.
I mean,
wasn't the show? In
yeah,
like,
it was.
like I was like,
it was
there's no
crunch.
I mean, he forgot it after, but he learned it.
I forget it every week.
But he learned it in time for that
Everyone
show.
knows.
Relearning that every week.
So this is how I keep it fresh. I just make sure I
So
forget the
good.
music every week.
Yeah,
That's another
It's a
thing.
new
Like,
discovery.
it's not about the best musicians.
No.
I'll say that.
So why was that the follow-up?
Hold on.
I noticed you didn't say that after the Carter stories and the
Wait.
Steve stories.
No, wait, we are insulting Jordan?
I'm not-
as long as
no,
we're insulting
no.
Jordan, it's
I'm
okay.
not saying it like that. No, I'm saying because you can get, oh, they're good, but they're good, and then you want somebody to be in your band because they're good, but then you get somebody else who's just as good. What?
I got you. I'm following you,
You
Jay.
want somebody in
I'm
your
following
band
you.
because they're good,
Where's
but then
it?
you get someone else.
let me give this guy a shovel. He's big. No, it's just funny.
What I'm saying is that
Can't play the I'll be damned.
what I'm saying is that you can get focused on, oh man, it would be really cool to have this person in the band or this person. But just talent isn't enough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
number
tell
one.
Jordan that, yeah.
That was such a better way to say
Right.
it.
Talent, talent isn't enough. There has to be, you have to fit.
Here's what I'll say to elaborate on what you're saying.
Okay.
So
He'll take those blocks that you just said.
So bringing Jordan in and getting to know Jordan and his energy and what he's about and what he believes in and how he connected with all of us.
I couldn't believe it. I was
is
like, are
why
you kidding me?
he plays for JUTAUN.
Right, exactly.
Because he
All
could
those
have
dad
just
jokes.
been the guy we used for that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly right.
But because all of those pieces fit,
Yeah.
and it wasn't just about how well he played guitar, it was also about how he fit with us and how he connected with us.
Yeah.
Your character.
And I wouldn't have known that coming in.
Right.
Because
there was
you
no
guys
way
were
to
calling
know.
me for
None.
a gig.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with that.
And
Yeah.
your dad jokes are pretty good too.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, that's subjective. I think that's a subjective statement. Right there.
Yeah.
I think he's right.
Like Jordan says,
Quantity over quality,
Quantity
right?
over
Quantity.
he has one
You know
good
what?
one out of 100.
I'm going to say the nicest thing
Like
I've
my
ever
guitar,
said, though.
like my guitar tracks.
To this guy. Hey, he's the best. Yay. Not just the best. And for a guitarist, yeah, you're pretty good, man.
for a guitarist.
But no, I totally understand that, man. Personalities.
Yeah, no, it's
know how it
crazy.
is.
I've been,
It's so tough, especially with guitar players. You know, we've been through some nightmares.
And that's exactly my real point.
Yeah,
And I'm not
yeah.
saying as a bass player, I'm just saying as a musician, like, there's some strong personalities out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but me and Mike, the way me and Mike got, like, the group that we were playing with, did we meet through that group?
Yeah, that's the
Did we first time meet that?
So
through
you
that
guys
group?
knew each other first.
Yeah.
How interesting
Wait,
is
when
that?
did you guys
didn't
know?
know this?
How long you guys
I never
each
knew
other?
this.
I didn't know
No.
you guys knew
We
each
were
other.
playing.
You guys know each other?
Wait. So
I knew you were in Vertical Current.
Yeah, but the group that we met through.
He
wasn't I gotta,
Yeah, you didn't play in
I gotta
VC.
say, but I gotta
Not
say
Mikey,
the group
Jordan.
that we played for. I'm gonna say it, but then I have to explain it. We played for an a cappella group. which of course
What?
So
Pause.
Hold on. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to say that.
So they used your best features,
Right, exactly.
in that band.
Being quiet. We sat there. No.
Being quiet.
No, so it was how many pieces? It was like a 6-guy vocal
Singers,
group, and
yeah,
they had a
vocals,
great
like at least 5 singers.
thing. Kind of like you could say
Old school doo-wop.
old school kind
Yeah.
of thing. And so they had a great sound on their own, but it was older guys, classic kind of sound.
What are they
And
called?
we did some cool stuff.
Really?
They were called Quiet Storm.
Okay.
You know, there's R&B.
I was gonna say, did
you
they
know,
play
kinda
Quiet
old-
Storm?
We know Quiet
There's
Storm.
a Quiet Storm R&B.
Well, there's a I mean, the radio.
No. We know the group
There's
Quiet Storm.
There's a group called.
Were they
There may be
were they
quite a few.
old though?
Oh yeah, older guys.
Oh, okay. We knew a younger group called Quiet Storm.
But it was something where they had been doing their thing on their own, and we put good shows together, and but it was something that just was so completely a departure from what this is,
Yeah.
and a completely departure from
It's complete
all these
departure
other
from
things.
everything
Yeah.
else I ever did.
Yeah, it's like we would do such different music, and then I'm trying to even remember how you got connected with JUTAUN, and the whole thing ended up just
It was
being
through
this
Justin.
whole thing, and because all the little intertwined things, like the fact that I knew Freddie Cooper,
Yes.
the fact that somehow Mike got connected. So, no, I know Mike, and all these different things ended up getting.
I for one thought it was great.
All
First
jumbled
time I
around.
came around and Jordan was there, I said, "Oh man, I know somebody. Hey, you remember me?"
Dude, and it was because
I'm not alone.
that situation ended up being messy, and it was what it was. But it was just something like complete departure from what JUTAUN is,
Yeah.
but it was part of what led to the whole story. And
I
love
think
that
I
stuff.
think one of the most amazing things, and this will even speak to Mikey joining after that, because Mikey came in to fill the void of a drummer, because we didn't have a drummer for years, and we were kind of just making it work. How many shows did we play with?
5-man, baby.
Me
We have a
sitting
whole on that
yeah,
whole
me
con.
sitting on a
tour.
box, slapping a box.
Yeah.
But
did it, though.
we made it work. But
Sure did.
I feel like we knew that we could never force a square peg into a round hole, and we knew that our music was not for everybody. You know what I mean? So the fact that Jordan even was wanted to be a part of our band outside of that was already amazing. So we were like, if that's something that interests you, let's go. And then same thing happened with Mike when Mike came around, because he came in to do that same gig, and then all of a sudden. All of a sudden, he was like, "Well, what about what y'all are doing?
Yeah.
Do y'all need a drummer? I like what y'all are doing." Because you came to that gig where we opened up for Joy and Peace. He came to watch that gig, and I played Cajon at that gig.
That's right.
First time.
Yeah.
I loved it, man.
Yeah, and then for you to be hit me up and yo, man, I like what y'all do. I want to be a part of that too. It was okay, that was because I feel like we knew that the pieces would fall in place when they needed to.
Right.
So,
Man, I waited for
well,
that
and
for a long time, bro.
huh?
I waited for that for a long time, man.
Why did you wait?
Because I was just waiting.
You were waiting for me to ask you?
She'd be like, yeah. You'd be like, oh, yeah, we got a show. I'm like, you don't need a drummer? Oh, okay.
Nope. No, we don't.
I think because at that time we were doing a lot of smaller gigs that required us to play Cajon.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were doing. That's what we had. I think.
Yeah.
I think we were kind of well, listen, we we're in it. We're gonna figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon did a couple shows.
I just remember we was going over the bridge. We was going over one of the bridge. I think we was going to a show somewhere. And then you were like, yeah, man, hopefully, if you want, we'd like to get you to play some of this JUTAUN stuff. And in my head, I was like, yes. Yes. That's what I want to do.
Little did you know what you were signing up for.
That's right.
Because drummers be hating me,
That's right.
boy. drummers be hating me. I gotten into it with so many drummers over the years, man. Just cause it's like,
Just because you know all the drum parts.
It's weird, isn't it, Mike?
It doesn't go like that. It goes like this. The kick goes like this.
That ain't the part. You ain't slipping. You ain't just pretending to know the parts in this.
He
stuff.
doesn't just know all the. He knows every part.
Right, bro.
Every single part.
You think you're grooving, and he looks over, and she's like, no.
yeah. I wanted to get on you too about that. I was watching the show from when we opened up for Switchfoot, and we killed that show.
It was a good one.
But there was a moment at the end of Who Am I where Mike was playing the wrong beat, and I was trying to correct him on stage. And he was just looking at me like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
Like,
You see all those?
Hey, Jamie, hi.
Jim, you see all those people? What are you doing? I'm
killing it, right? I'm killing it, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You're doing
So
great.
So good.
Brad, it's
No, but I mean, it's been dope to have you, man, and I'm glad that you wanted to take on, because our music it has the illusion of being easy. We've had a lot of drummers that come in thinking like, oh, I could nail this.
Yo, remember? Speaking of that,
Yes.
sorry, I was
No, go
looking
ahead,
for
go
this
ahead.
segue here for this story, and I'm not going to drop names here, but this situation we were in.
I already know what you're going to say.
Yeah, you know, we were in a studio recording drums for, I think it was that song and that some of this record. I think at least some of that older stuff, and we spent how many 4 hours there and a bunch of money,
$1,000.
$1,000 cutting drums and unusable,
Totally
completely
unusable.
because the drummer couldn't do it.
And then as soon as
was
we
a
got back to the office, it was jobs gone
That was
conversation.
a learning day for everybody.
Yeah.
Job gone, including this guy, but that wasn't his fault. But
Yeah.
I don't even know what.
You don't know what we're talking about. Good.
Yeah.
We'll tell you
better.
after the stream.
We'll let you know better.
Yeah.
after the taping.
Speaking of drums, like hours ago, I'm trying to even think. My friend Chris, who I grew up with, we've known each other since we were little kids. We were in the first band, like first band I was ever in.
Mm-hmm.
Like we grew up, we went to church together, and we had a group. He was on drums. We had two guitars, bass, and and it was called Broken, and that was the name of the group. And I'll find the recording somewhere, but I let them know that we were doing the stream and releasing the song, and he texted me while we're doing the podcast. He said, I like this. He said, I like this song. It's like a mash of Chris Tomlin and Journey. I can dig it.
No way.
I'm thinking about that. I'm like,
How
that's
about it?
What a
Yeah.
I hear it.
That's an interesting
dope.
comment. I wouldn't have
Absolutely.
thought of that.
No.
It's
Anytime people say our music is a mash of something, I'm like, you're right.
It's always mashed, which is
Yeah.
great. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like, oh,
By
it's totally
design.
just like this. But it's funny because I think that's something I've found with JUTAUN. It does force you to put things together that aren't normally found in the same sentence,
Mm-hmm.
which is part of what's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's, it's always that thing of what's the music like, what genre of music,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
always have to be like, well, it's hard to really describe it, and you sound all like whatever
Existential.
about it. Yeah. But
Pretentious.
Yeah,
right.
I think the words.
But
yeah.
that's what's fun about it. It's not something contrived, and it really does kind of put together so many of the different things that we're into, because we're very different people. Yeah. So the fact that we even know what those two groups are to reference that says something
About what we're doing.
and you find it all over the place. It's a good time. And
That's
then
interesting, man.
We were looking at the songs that we were listing, the new songs that we've been recording, and talking about putting them into an album format, and releasing that. It's like, good luck putting that into a genre. Like, remember, like if you had to put it into like the old school CD category, go to disc makers and get your disc printed up and get your
We're
thing.
in
Like,
the
we're
other
gonna put it
category.
in Sam Goody or
one
whatever.
of 12.
Where the heck is
Yeah.
it gonna be?
We were doing an
Pop
interview.
rock.
We were doing an interview on Monday night with a guy, and he was talking about the genre, and it was so. It's like, because it's song by song, really. You know what I mean? Like, it's so song by song. Like, even with the new stuff, when you look at "Lead You," and
in comparison to release.
in comparison to
like,
release,
yeah.
but then like, what are we fighting for?
I'm excited.
And
to put this stuff
Darling,
out.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, exactly.
Golds, like
Come closer.
Yeah, Come
You know,
Closer.
Is this love? Is it love?
Is it is it love? I forgot about that song.
Oh, it's not. We're not counting that in the discography.
Yeah,
I don't think.
that's on Love Changes Things.
Yeah, but it's gonna be awesome. But I like that it's not bound. You're not bound by that kind of thing of like, oh, well, what radio station is gonna play this? Because there's 2 radio stations.
Yeah.
What what type of section is it gonna be in the CD? Is the CD gonna be in the record store? Whatever it is, you got something that you can just make what you want to make, put it out there. Even if we release an album, it's not something where we have to be bound to one little thing. And I think that's a cool time to be making music in that regard.
I
we could
agree.
just
Right.
do all this weird stuff. We're naming all these songs that people are going to know eventually.
Right, yeah.
But we're thinking like, oh yeah, it's completely different from this.
Yeah, definitely.
But they don't know. They're going to find out.
Oh yes.
They will.
Oh yes.
Shout out to Eric. He says, "Hey Jamie, do you still have that track I made that you guys recorded on?"
This Love, I still got it, bro.
This Love.
He wants you to
that's
send it to
another
him.
good one.
He says send it to him. By
I'll
the way,
send it
that's
to
the
you,
rest
man.
of it.
I'll send it to you. I don't have it on this computer right here, but if I did, I would play it right now. But yeah, that was definitely. Yep.
But that's part of
Remember
I
the
feel like
version we did with what's
We did it with Lil Twist.
Little Twist?
Yeah, from Young Money. Yeah.
but I feel like a lot of what we're doing is kind of what's happening because you guys are always talking about culture on the podcast, but
Yeah.
it's like culturally, I feel like there's a lot of what we're doing where we're bringing together because we have all these different life experiences, all these different personalities, and all that stuff, and we have such a vocabulary of music backgrounds, all this different stuff.
Yeah.
And so we bring it together, and it becomes like when you bring all that together, it's going to become something that's hard to just put a title on.
Yeah.
Right. And so you talk about all these things culturally happening right now, where everybody's got to be part of a group, right? What group are you in? What's this
Identity.
group? Yeah, everything. Your identity, your little group, and it's like everyone wants to define this, define that. What team are you on?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, and we're all bringing things together, and it becomes something where it ends up just breaking back apart into who are we?
Who am I?
Yeah, who am I? Right, who am I? And I think that's part of what's cool that things can't be that easily defined. Like what row in the record store do I find your album at? What radio station is it going to be on? Blah 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 blah. It's like now it's just so out there. Everyone can be individually who they are. And it's not easy to define. It's not easy to say, like, give simple answers to things. What genre are you? What does it sound like?
Yeah.
But it's more personal, and everybody's connected to it.
I think that's always like the human thing, to put boundaries on things. And
Yeah.
Put it in like some type of thing package.
Yeah.
It takes the fear out of it. You don't have to. You've been told what it is. You
Yeah.
don't have to discover it on your own.
It's good. That's good.
Music has its own boundaries. Like, you can't play certain notes in a key. You know what I mean? So you can't go there. But sometimes you can.
Right.
But if you try to force things, like when you contrive things, when you're like, all right, we're gonna find guys that play for all different groups with different genres, different backgrounds.
And
We're gonna
make
put
it
them
all- yeah,
together,
yeah.
and we're gonna see. It's gonna be.
That's
like,
happened
when
in
you
the
try
past.
to force
The
that,
real
yeah.
world.
Yeah.
You try to force that into some
True
good
story.
music. But the fact that it's even fun because you know that it falls, it's trash. It's got to be unified by something.
If you think about like what love really does, is it breaks those superficial boundaries, because you're always like, all right. I mean, I think that's what we learned throughout the years, like especially dealing with each other, just on a personality level, and it's like learning to love people past their flaws.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that goes over to everything else, because okay, why they like this? Why do they like that? Why are they playing that? You know? And instead of just like, nah, it's more like, okay, let me hear it a little bit more. Let me see where you're going with this. And I think like those are the things that help people, like, because we get so cut off. Like, no, you can't do it like that.
Yeah.
You know. But when you genuinely want to hear why somebody did something, why do you think that way? Even if it might be wrong, right? Just on a like, why do you think that way? You know, even if you don't think it's right, but when you hear their heart on a thing, oh, that's why. You know what I mean? And then you can get something from it.
Yeah.
And I think with music, it's the same thing. Like we learn how to, you get something from over here. You might not agree with most of the music they do. You know, I know so many artists that I love this one song.
Yeah.
Or I love a
Peter
few
Gabriel.
songs. Yeah.
Extreme.
But then it's like these other songs over here, I don't like any of it. But so you can take from wherever you want.
Yeah.
You know? Why does that? And then if I like this, but I don't like all that other stuff, why does this song speak to me?
Yeah.
Why do I feel that? Like, I think that's what we're doing more than anything. We're like pushing boundaries. We're not just stuck. Oh no, we're doing R&B.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just gonna anything else.
Or now we're not doing R&B. You know what I mean?
Or now,
we
did R&B.
Yeah,
never again.
no more R&B.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I've ever been in a situation where you guys, where an idea was presented in some kind of musical way, and it was like, no, that's too such and such genre.
You're right.
It was like it either fits or it doesn't fit, and there's more of that understanding, but it's not like no, this is this type of song, so it has to have this type of thing and this type of tone because it's a, like you said, put it in a genre, and like it's like no, we're all paying attention to each other, listening to each other, and that's that thing that plays out in that humility element that says like, all right, instead of me coming up with all the parts, let me hear what you have to say on this. Let me hear what you have to say. Oh, like listening to your input on what I'm playing, or I come with an idea and you play something that I didn't expect. And then maybe that changes my original part. And people are like, oh, I like this. My part goes away that I originally came with. I have to be cool with that.
Well, my favorite type of writing is when the two ideas combine. Like just the other day, me and Carter were messing around in the studio. He had to use the bathroom, and we had this funky sound that we both liked, but it was like one of those multi-tone synth sounds where it's like you can't play a scale because it won't sound the same. But it was that I did a part and then he did a part, and then we figured out how to like, oh, all right, cool, like that. Like that sort of be like I said, writing alone. It's so much better to be with someone to bounce ideas off, to take their experience. And I think even with sometimes a song comes to us built. Sometimes it's like, well, here's the blueprint, but we don't know what we're doing for the B section here.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'm playing a chord progression to another song, and we come up with a different song. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about.
And it works.
Was it Wynton Marsalis was asked a question? Do you feel that jazz music is mainly for the listener or the musician? And he goes, well, all music is for the listener, but the first listener is the musician. So it's like it's all about incorporating yourself.
And you think about jazz like. You're coloring outside of the lines, but it feels good.
Right.
That's the point.
Yeah.
If it doesn't feel good, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
but where I think a lot of musicians lose it, and I say this to musicians a lot, is that if you're purposely trying to make music to impress other musicians, that's where you lose everybody.
Yeah.
Because then
you become the musician's band.
Yeah. And then no one can a normal person disconnects from it because it becomes too nerdy.
Yeah.
Or if you're trying to impress people in general.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can't.
I know what you. I 100%
you know what I
know
mean,
what you
because
mean.
people can make a song with the intent of it being a hit and try to impress people in that way, and it can still work. But I'm saying, like, if you're trying to make music that's like too super nerdy for other musicians to be like, damn, he killed it. Right. We all know those guys, especially in the church.
Oh yeah, go over, especially all over the place.
Yeah, right.
all over every genre.
Yeah, that's true.
It gets too nerdy.
We just know the church well.
Yeah.
And it's not even the church; it's a certain type of church.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you talking about gospel music,
right? Where they're all just trying to wow each other the whole time. And that's cool. That's fun for like jamming and stuff like that. But to make music that people can connect with,
it's about feel.
Yeah, it's about.
And
feel.
unfortunately, the technique. It becomes a gimmick.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. You can play 30-second note triplets in a 7 time frame. Like, great, buddy. Awesome. but did anyone get it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Did
But-
anyone?
or there's times where you can put that together and it just works. Like
Right.
Open, for example.
Exactly. You know.
Open is multi-time signature.
Right. Right.
You know, and it works.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, but when you try to force that in there,
Right.
Yeah.
if you're genuine and you're listening,
Yeah.
you're gonna nah. Like the song we were just doing, like there's
Yeah.
certain things we were like, that's too much.
Yeah.
You know, this way or that.
Right.
You know it. You feel it.
Yeah,
You know? It's
yeah.
about-
You're talking about where you are. Like
Yeah.
we were trying to make it too cool,
Yeah,
and it wasn't
yeah,
working. Yeah. But all right, let's get ready to wrap up. But I want to ask everybody a serious question before we leave. Just one thing to leave, and then before we leave, we're gonna film some stuff too, just some content to post up. You know, later
Are we going to
on.
live stream our filming of this content?
No. We'll end the stream.
Sorry, everybody. You're not going to get to enjoy it till
Well,
later. Till later.
Yeah.
Till
They
later.
still get to enjoy it. They won't get to
You
enjoy
will
it.
not
live.
enjoy this.
Trust me. This ain't no OnlyFans. I tell you.
Oh my.
Like you said,
I'm
you will
sorry.
not enjoy this.
All right, so I'll start with, and I'm just gonna let these questions come to me. This is not anything that's pre-thought out. So we'll start with Steve. So my question for Steve is, let it come to me. As a musician, what is the biggest lesson that you've learned?
Oh, jeez. Well, it's funny because my music career started with it already being written out.
Mm-hmm.
So brass music, notes on the page. You know when you're supposed to play loud. You know when you're supposed to play soft. And I was like, nah, man, I want to do me. And joined the genre of music where all you do is me, jam band music. And what was the question again? I got on a tangent.
What is the biggest lesson that?
Oh
you've
yes.
learned?
No, this is where I was going. So when it's like I've talked about it a few times, removing yourself from the equation, and I still feel I'm still learning this lesson all the time. But the biggest lesson I've learned is just like golf. I know it's weird, but they say the best lesson you can have in golf is not to think. You know how you're supposed to swing the club. You know where the ball's supposed to go. Just go up there and hit it. I get into my head like, this is the change. Okay, the change coming now. Okay, here's the change.
Right,
It's like, no, you know what you're doing. So it's getting out of your own way. It's a sad, sad day.
Yeah.
When you've discovered that you're in your own way.
Shout out to Burn.
Shout out to Burn.
On the Back to Life EP.
Back to life.
I will point out that one of the things that I've watched you triumph over was doubting your own ability.
I still
yourself.
do. I still have to. I struggle with imposter syndrome, but I guess it's a thing that I'm doing to myself. Because how are you imposter, Steve? You're doing it. Like
Yeah.
who are you trying to fool? Like almost yourself, I guess. But no, it's been. I moved to Philly with the idea of being. I moved to Philly with the idea of quitting my job and becoming a rock star. And turns out that you can still keep a job and fulfill the dream that you thought you were supposed to do, and have it be completely outside of what you thought. Like I thought I was going to be Madison Square Garden, the Steve Show. You know what I mean? Like that's where my career
You thought
was
you were going to be
going.
like Steve Hansberger band, like
That's
Dave
right.
Matthews band.
That's right, the Steve Hansberger band. Doesn't have the same tone to it. No, but yeah,
Steve Hans, ladies and gentlemen.
Steve Hans band.
getting out of your way and trusting your ability. Like some of the best solos I feel that I ever do are the ones that I don't remember that happened. You know, just I don't say I'm not picking the notes, but I'm not thinking about the notes that I'm picking. I'm feeling it. I'm letting the music speak for itself instead of me trying to speak through the music.
We can feel it when you feel it.
It's true.
And we love it.
I love it too. Makes you smile.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Carter Fox. You're in the
Oh, no.
question is for you.
Oh, Lord.
So Carter, you are a bass player. You've been a bass player your whole life, pretty much, right? When did you start playing?
Oh, my goodness. I was 8
8 years old. Okay, so kind of like me, school orchestra or whatever. What did you start playing? Cello, or
upright bass,
the
Upright
double bass.
Yep, double bass.
Cool. So my question for you is now, 32-year-old Carter.
32-year-old Carter.
Been in the business this whole time, been on this long journey. Now you working, kind of the marketing aspect of it, getting your MBA now. What is the one thing if you had a chance to go back to the 8-year-old Carter who's picking up that double bass for the first time, but you only had 30 seconds, Carter being the the existential guy that you are, the dab pen guy that you are. I'm gonna put this scenario out there. The wormhole opens up.
Yes.
But it's only open for 30 seconds.
The time warp is here.
And you get to go back and tell 8-year-old Carter one thing in 30 seconds. What do you tell him?
Oh, okay. I'm stuck between two. I'm going to pick the one I think is more important. Get out there. Don't sit at home. There you go. Get out there. Don't sit in your basement. Don't dab pen it. Don't overthink. Don't get so stuck in your own head about what's going to happen at the event that you need to go to. Just go to the jam, get up on stage and jam. You can practice, but get out there, man. Get out there. When you're in college, man, don't just sit and do, sit in on your, get out there, make friends, meet your people. Joe Zawinul said it. He's like, I didn't practice a lot when I was a kid. I was living experiences because as a musician, that's what you're going to come in and thrive from. So, I think about it now. I think about it when I'm going through MBA stuff, and I'm like, as an entrepreneur, as a business leader, as anything, as a musician, as anything, as a human, socializing and networking, it's so important. I'm like, I don't know, antisocial. I'm in my own head a lot. I love you guys, but I don't like to go out into completely new situations. But that's where you're going to find growth, and that uncomfortableness you'll meet new people and you'll get into those rooms. Get out there and get in the room. So that's more than 30 seconds and the wormhole is closed.
That's dope.
I
But
was going to say that's more than 30 seconds.
It closed, but it was 1 second. Get out there.
Yeah, the beginning part was
that's dope, man. I think we all could benefit from that advice, knowing as a younger age. And I will say too, Carter, dude, seeing you grow from the time that we've met you and everything that you've done is so amazing. And for us, our dad was probably my favorite bass player in the world.
Of course, one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, so it means something when we were we need Carter. You remember when I called you, we need Carter.
Yeah, the best story ever is Dave Parsky and Jimmy were in the band.
Yeah.
Long story short, they weren't in the band anymore. And I ran into Dave a couple weeks later. And he was like, yeah, man, as soon as I heard that they called Carter, I knew my job was gone. But shout out to Dave. He's doing great out in Cali. He's doing great.
Dave.
But
he's doing his thing, man.
It's pretty awesome.
The universe, the world works out, right?
It's all happened because it's supposed to. That's right.
Exactly.
All happens because it's supposed to.
And you got to play one of my dad's bass lines on the new Freddie album.
I know. I almost wanted to say it, but I didn't want to give it away.
But,
cool. It's one of the. I had to go. I played that. I know he wrote it, but I'm so honored that I got to play. It's one of my favorite bass lines.
It's
now.
dope, man. It sounds amazing. Freddie loves it. So
I can't wait for it to come out. I can't wait for the whole record to drop.
It's dropping on Mother's Day.
Shout out Mother's Day.
Yeah. All right, Mike, you're up. Newest member of the band. Let me think about this. What do I want to ask Mike? So, Mike Walker, what is one thing that you learned about being in this situation that you didn't expect? When you first got the call to come play with us, I'm sure you had a preconceived idea of everything, and I know you've been in a lot of other situations. What makes this situation different? What made you want to be a part of this, and what was it that you didn't expect?
Well, it was kind of like everything I didn't expect, truthfully. A while ago, I've been playing in church since I was 6, something like that. Something very young, and I've been doing church.
You started playing in church at 6?
6 years old.
Yeah, I used to sit there. I used to sit there and watch the drummer, and hope that the drummer would start shouting so I can go get on the drums.
Wow.
That's how I got my in.
So you waiting for the drummer to catch the Holy Ghost, so
And
you
then-
can go get on them
so I can
sticks.
hop on. As soon as we hop off, I'm right on. It was simple, just like that.
Wow.
It was, or like if he was late to church, something like that. And I would play until he got there. But I mean, I've been doing church for a long time, man. And, so I've been in church and jazz band stuff, R&B, and then I just got so like unmotivated and just like I just want to play something else. Like this stuff is boring. Like what I'm saying?
What was boring about it though? Like
it was just I mean it was a lot of the gospel stuff is all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of it's different hits here and there. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what artist music you're playing, but nothing's original and. It's all the same thing. And jazz music is, is freelance pretty much. You play the structure of the song, but I always just was like, I don't know. I used to always think like, man, I want to play some country music or something sometimes. Maybe some rock and roll. I had I don't even know how to describe him. He's a cousin by marriage, and he sent me some stuff. They found out I played the drums, and he was doing this rock music, and I was like, yo, this is dope. You gotta let me play. Your drummer's horrible.
Yeah.
You gotta let me play these songs in the studio.
Yeah.
I mean, his drummer was really bad. No, he wasn't that bad. I don't know who he was, but he was pretty decent. But I just knew
you was trying to get his spot.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, I need this stuff, man. He had some good material, and I was like, man, I want to do something different, like outside of the box. And so when I heard JUTAUN music, I was like, man, this music is amazing. I would love to play it. I really hope they ask me to play it one day because I would like to. And the feeling I got from being with you guys, man, it's just like it's like kind of like an answered prayer, man. Like I was just at a point in my musical life where I was just like stagnant and just was like going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? So this is like the breath of fresh air that I really needed, man. It's like kind of like fit right into where I was.
Have you ever been in a situation where you got to write on the drums?
No, never. I mean, once I did a live recording where you come up with your own parts or whatever. But
Okay.
Nothing to this magnitude.
Right.
Where the input was this great, and just sit around and shit. The recording I did it happened very quickly. Like over the course of a week, we had a whole 14 songs down. And
Wow.
It was like bang, bang, bang. We're recording next week. So. This experience has been actually very fulfilling for me, man. It's been amazing. I'm so happy that it happened. I really learned that this music is a lot more complicated than you think it is. You feel like you're a musician and you've been playing music all your life, and it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. Like, it's simple. But it's so many moving parts to it, that you don't even realize until you really dig into it. Like, man, So I guess what I learned is that you can't just assume that it's very, very easy from the outside. 'Cause once you get inside, it's a very complex animal.
Yeah, I think a lot of drummers, like especially when it comes to like "Come Closer," "Find My Way," those two songs, like.
You remember that first gig?
Yeah.
Like, yo, you think you could do it this by the time? I was like, oh yeah, I got it, bro. Yeah, for sure. 3 days before, I was like, listen.
Yep, I remember that. And I was like, it's all right, good, brother.
About those 8
It's
songs
all
you told me to
good.
learn.
Yeah.
I know one of them.
Yeah, and I was like, I already expected this. That's why I had the box ready. No, but that's what's up, Mike. Shout out to our cousin Lisa. She said, hey, family, miss you all. Congratulations on everything you do. Y'all the bomb. Thank you, cuz. Eric says, so about how many songs have you guys made since day one?
Oh, man.
Sheesh.
A lot.
Who's day one?
Right, exactly.
I would say my day one, I've been around for probably 17 songs.
17 songs?
Well, we just did 7.
Oh, JUTAUN with Steve.
With Steve, yeah. Let's get it in perspective here.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right? The first one was Take Me Home, and then I've been on every one since.
Take Me Home was the first one? You were on Take Me Home.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll never forget what you said to me after I was done. You were all like, really? You're going to do it in one take?
Yeah.
I was like, I practiced so hard.
Never
now,
again.
Now
Steve?
it's like 3 or 4 takes every time.
Yeah. And then I used half your piano and half mine.
That's very true. Listen,
Hashtag music
these are the
production.
lessons you learn. You
Music
give him the
production.
blocks. He puts them together.
Jamie is hilarious.
He plays everything.
Music
Drums included.
No, I was just messing with you, Steve. But
prior to that,
hold on, I had something I wanted to play for Eric real quick from back in the Dizzy.
We've done a lot of songs. I don't even know how many.
Yeah.
So many.
Here it is.
A lot of bad ones.
A lot of bad ones. Eric knows a lot of our bad songs. He's been around since forever. Boom. Y'all remember this?
A lot of bad ones.
A lot of bad ones. Eric knows a lot of our bad songs. He's been around.
Love changes vision.
Boom. Y'all remember this?
Love changes minds.
A lot of bad ones.
Love changes hearts. Love changes life.
Do you have an accent in that
Yo,
one,
I remember
Moon?
you guys trying to get me to record something for this.
Yeah.
I was in Japan.
This was in 2009.
My name is Lena from Willingboro, New Jersey, and I believe that love changes things.
My name is Natasha from Perth, Australia, and I believe that love changes things.
Hi, my name is Naomi, and I'm from London, and I believe love changes things.
Mi nombre es Abril, soy de Barcelona, España, y creo que el amor cambia las cosas.
What did that mean in English?
I'm Veronica. We're from Sydney, Australia, and we believe love changes things.
It's funny how the more we went into putting out this album, we began to realize what love changes thing really meant. It became a movement. It's more of a movement. And it shows you what love is. Love is an action, and you have to, it's a outward action. You gotta believe it, but then you gotta move in it. Everything you do, you gotta share love with other people, and it's not about yourself. I'm Jake, and I believe that love changes things.
I'm Amy from Long Beach, California. I believe that love changes things.
Hello, I'm Kimari from Puerto Rico, and I believe that love changes things.
Yo, what up? This is Shaggy, a dancer choreographer from Amsterdam in the Netherlands. I'm giving a shout out to JUTAUN, the hottest, newest, sickest R&B group out there. And hey, I believe that love changes things.
That's my man right there.
Yo, it goes on
And
for
hey,
a while.
yeah.
Like we had
hey.
people. This is crazy because like, remember when we did this?
Yeah.
This was MySpace, bro.
I was going to say, I love the webcams.
MySpace,
Yeah.
bro. Like we had people from all over the world
That's amazing.
send us in videos and pictures of themselves saying, "I believe love changes things."
That's really cool.
This is when we put the Love Changes Things album out, and it was the response we got was so crazy. Like, I mean, our MySpace was through because this is right after MTV.
Yeah, that's
our
when I was MySpace famous.
Yeah, that's right. They all of our fans started following him on MySpace.
Not bad.
Because he was in our top 5. So you remember top 5?
They were using MySpace
right.
to send
And
out
that's
the,
right. We took everybody's MySpace that we knew, and we had a software program that would take all their MySpaces and send messages to all of our friends through the software, like to when we would have a show coming up or promote our music. And we would use his page all the time. So he started getting all of these fans from us.
Nice.
But yeah, no, that was for you, Eric. I know you remember that, bro.
It's funny because you guys did a show and I was there and someone was like talking to me like, I remember you from MySpace. I was like, what?
Wow.
That's crazy.
It sounds like a new song right there. I remember you from MySpace.
All right, let's keep going. Jordan, my question for you is, why are you leaving the band? No, I'm
The getting fired talk.
no, I'm joking.
I am.
So for you came in to play a gig, you became a part of it. Do you feel like the music that we've been creating has allowed you to express yourself as a writer? Because I remember you having this conversation with me before, like you really haven't been able to like sit down as a writer and really hash out ideas. Do you feel like you get that from this, or do you feel like you'd like to take that further?
I think musically, I get a lot more opportunities to do this, and I think I do want to take it further, and into the lyrical side. But it all comes into with this group. I think the fact that there's that mutual respect from a musical side and just personal side, all spiritual, that sense that like I can present an idea and there's not that pressure to like you're saying, to impress. Oh, I want to impress somebody. I got to put out an impressive idea.
Yeah.
You want to contribute something that is gonna fit, that's gonna add, that's gonna be good. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like if you give a response like, that actually maybe what about this? It's like there's not that ego of oh no, it's got to be, if it's not the thing that I suggested that gets picked, I'm gonna feel hurt about it,
right?
Or if it just all that whole ego trip, even fear that goes along with that.
The guitar
it's just
thing.
more like
Say that.
Yeah, I feel like to have an environment where when music is being created and you admire each other,
yeah,
but you also don't feel a fear or intimidation of like, oh, I can't suggest what I want to suggest because maybe you know what I mean? Like it's whatever, or even a pressure to be like, I've got to play something that's so overly analyzed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've got to come up with the right thing. It's like if it feels good, it feels good, and it'll become what it's going to become. And I think you guys also helped me to get to a point where there's a part, and it's like, no, like that. I like that part.
Yeah.
Like, let's go with that.
Just do
because
that.
I'll mess around forever.
But I could do it like
I'll
this.
never
but
stop tweaking it.
Right.
I'll never stop tweaking it. So to have people that you respect enough musically, to when they say, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool, that's good. Do that, or do that again, or change that.
Right.
You can receive it, and it doesn't throw off the whole vibe of a room, because when you've been in a creative situation and someone gives you input and there's pushback, and then everyone's like,
it just it gets awkward.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
No, it's been cool with that, and moving forward, the fact that you guys keep things moving forward and actually complete songs, I don't know. I think it's really something that is special, and when you have it, it becomes the barometer that you gauge other things by. You go in another situation where it is all everyone trying to outshine the others or whatever. And now we have a reference point being in this group.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, this isn't as fun. This is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's been cool, and I think even all that conversations and the music, it's just changed the standard for me in a lot of ways. And I think it may be even something where lyrically, it could be something where I finally
present some lyrics.
Yeah, start putting things out there because I'm so hesitant to do that.
Yeah. Cool, man. Thank you for that.
I appreciate you guys.
I'm going to ask John the last question.
Hey.
Because John, you've been following us, and we rarely ever ask you questions. You're over there. You work the cameras for us. You work the stream for us. You've been around our music. You've seen us change and grow. You were on tour with us when you were a teenager, and you watched us sing in front of thousands of people. What is the one thing? Because you said, like, our music, you're the top fan of the century or whatever. So
it was a decade. I said the wrong thing.
Oh, okay, the decade. I was about to say, because we ain't been around that long.
Century.
But so, what is it about our music? And it could just be that, well, you're my brothers. But what is it about our music that makes you listen to it, or that you connect with?
I I don't know. I think it's just that like I feel like it relaxes me. It's very calming.
Okay.
Not like your old stuff. Your old stuff was kind of, little nasty. Nasty. But the stuff now, like it just relaxes me a little bit, and I just feel like I'm at peace when I'm listening to it. So
when do you find yourself listening to it, like reaching to turn on our music, like
I'm riding in the car, just chilling.
Okay.
Just like, or if I like say like I'm in something happens or I get like anxious, I just put your music on and I just relax.
Nice. Wow, that's cool, man. All right, well, I think that'll wrap it up, man. Thank you guys for watching. Whoever's been on here checking out this stream where we just kind of shoot the stuff.
Shooting the breeze.
Shoot the breeze.
Shooting the breeze.
Talk about the music. Talk about the band, man. Just a way for us to kind of excuse to hang out.
That's right.
And celebrate this release.
Mm-hmm.
Should we play the song one more time?
Yeah, we should.
Play it out. Play it out.
Play one more song. The song one more time.
Play it out.
We still got to film some content. So
That's right.
let me pull up Spotify so we get another play. Here we go. Release. Officially out, guys. Go stream it everywhere and download it if you want. Support it. We love you guys. And we're going to listen to this. We're going to jam out, and then we're going to end the stream.
If you have any questions about the song, too, post it, too.
No, don't ask us any questions about the... No.
You have a question. I said
I come to your garden, I eat from your tree, I step in your rivers, and it takes me deep. Your heart is my temple, your tears rinse my feet. I walk out, I'm able to carry your peace. It reminds me of a song that I heard long ago. Maybe I've always known that you were right there. A simple melody playing over and over in my dreams, but somehow out of reach, eluding me until I release. You come close to me when I release, and I let you take the lead when I release. My heart starts to see when I release. When I release, that's when you say, come to my garden, eat from my tree, step in my river, let it take you deep. My heart is your temple, my tears rinse your feet. You walk out your
You got me eating chicken on the stream.
Steve looked at me and he was like,
I clicked it.
he's like,
Now it's here once more to pierce your soul. A simple melody playing over and over in your streets.
I know it's our song, but I never get tired of listening to it. You know what I mean?
Tearing up the dark. That's when I release.
That bass slide, dude.
My heart starts to see.
I was driving over here listening to this, and I'm singing it, and I'm loving it. And I listened to this song probably like 10, 20 times the last 24 hours. More. And I've messed that lyric up every time. The lyric is, and when I release. And I go, and when I believe. Every time. I just did it now. I just sang it now.
Of the song.
Yeah, exactly. It's the title. And I'm like, no.
It's all in your feelings. It's all how I receive your sound. All in your feelings, your emotions.
wait to play it live more.
I know.
I love playing this live.
All in your feelings, your emotions, they found me out when I let it go.
It hasn't got me in a while,
Then
but it got me today. The first time I listened to it, downloaded it.
Then I let it go. Yeah.
He's like crying and I'm all
crying on
awkward.
the phone with him. You know how awkward Tasha can get. Sorry.
I was sitting there like,
Sorry, man.
I was just coming back from the gym.
I'm too manly for this right now. Please, I just worked out.
Friday night when we let it go.
Put your hands up, party people.
Let it all go now. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, level up, baby.
Oh, now we're doing some chill hop remix right now. Let's go.
Yes.
Alrighty.
And that's how you
Thanks so much.
Shout out.
Shout out to the
Shout out
stream.
Mario Bros.
Yeah. Release is out now. Make sure you guys go stream that
Yes.
right now.
Please.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Share the video. Hit the notification bell on YouTube so you know when we go live in the future. We're probably going to do this every time we release a song. We're going to do this. So shout out to you guys.